Mike, okay. I know how this thing works. Oh boy, it has been a hot sec. Actually, it's not been that long. I feel like I just haven't put any content out in a while. So it's like, oh, has Judy actually done anything? And it's like, no, I don't actually know. I truly don't know what I've done, and I need to figure out what's going on again. But hello, everyone. I hope you're all alive and functioning. I certainly am. I think yesterday I screwed up on my bike ride, indoor bike ride, and like I pushed myself a little too hard. On the plus side, I am able to identify exactly how I can make myself get sick basically at this point, which is kind of exciting, that I can make myself get sick and I know exactly what to do, but also I probably shouldn't do it. But my bad. Let me go through. Hello, Peyton. You were here since yesterday, and that is my bad. If you are not aware, I was gonna make waiting rooms and stuff, but I screwed up and set the wrong time. But hello, Peyton. Hello, Martin. Hello, Black Flame. Hi, SD. As an update. Before we get into like other things, we are actually very, very close to monetization. So while I was on my trip, I called this a trip instead of vacation. So I'll also explain why I have a differentiation between trips and vacations. But on my trip, I realized I was just like watching the watch hours. I'm like, oh, I started the trip at like 25. We needed 25 more watch hours towards monetization, or not monetization, towards membership. And so then like a couple of days later, I checked again. It's like, oh, 80. You're at like 2,808 or 2,980, and I was like, oh, fascinating. And then it went up to like 2 more hours. I'm like, I haven't put anything out. Like, what do you all watching? So I just want to say thank you. I do notice and I really appreciate it. Also, hello Hana and hello Rhombus. So yes, let's get into, so okay, before I go into what exactly, I'll transition over, but before, oh, I should stop talking during the transition. Okay, so the reason why I make a differentiation between vacation and travel is that some people, when they travel, they don't really give themselves something called a break, right? Like when you're going on vacation, vacation can, oh God, wrong direction. Vacation can be like, oh, I want to relax. I want to just be out there and not do anything. And I don't want to have an agenda. Like, we all vacation very differently. Some people want to go to like 1,000 museums and like back to back to back. And I think like putting my head, like when I go on a trip, I want to make sure that like I know what my goal is and like what I'm trying to do. So for example, like the trip that I'm doing in France with my friends next January, I would consider that vacation because that's something like I don't have any prior commitments to people. Like, this is truly me building my own agenda. Like, I can take it at my own pace. I can go to the museums. And while yes, there are like particular hours that some things are open and some things are closed, like I can still very much pick how I want to do this trip. And so I'd call something like that a vacation. Or like one of my favorite vacations is when like I went to Greece and I just like hung out and walked around the town and really took things really, really slow. I would say that this trip was more like traveling instead of relaxing. And that's not to say it wasn't fun, but I think there's a very important differentiation to make between like traveling and vacation. And so like this one was like, we've got things lined up back to back to back. And like I have an agenda here. Like I went to go see my friend who's graduating from Oxford University, and so I got tickets to their graduation, and like there was like a whole set of things to do. Also, thank you for the lurk, Twig. Glad you can stop by. And so also hello. I think I said earlier to Rhombus and Hana, but hello. So yes. I have a very big differentiation between traveling and vacationing. And so with that, this is very much like I went on a trip. Also, I have a rock. So I realized halfway through my trip when I was in Iceland, I was like, I left goddamn Jeffrey at home. Like, where's Jeffrey? And so I was a little upset that I left Jeffrey at home. But it's okay because I got new Jeffrey. This is new Jeffrey right here on my shoulder. New Jeffrey is, you know, he a homie. New Jeffrey is like, he's doing the thing. He's slightly bigger than Jeffrey, but you know, he's special. He came from a volcano, and he's sturdy, and customs didn't take him away from me. I cannot confirm or deny if this is from Iceland and if it's from a volcano. I will talk more about that. I will not confirm or deny that, but this is Jeffrey 2. Yes, Jeffrey 2 is he's a homie. Also, thank you, Isla. We are going to have Junior with us today because I love Junior. Junior's great. So thank you, Isla. I don't know if you're out there, but we'll have Junior today too. So we have Junior on my head and we have Jeffrey 2 on my shoulder. It's gonna be a great time. Okay, but first, what did my trip consist of? So on this first page, okay. One, I just want to take a moment to appreciate this picture right here. This is one of my favorite pictures that I took in Iceland. It is of a dumpster in the middle of at one of the parks, and I was like, wow, this is kind of beautiful, you know? Like, it's just a dumpster chilling there. It just spoke to me. I was like, I too am like this dumpster, you know? I am just a poor grad student living off what I can in Iceland, and I haven't made it big, but you know what? Even if we are trash, I can really enjoy and be in a space that's wonderful and beautiful. And yeah, it just really spoke to me. Yeah, it's a good dumpster. It's a good goddamn dumpster. I like that dumpster. But yeah, yeah, we truly do need to like Squishies Junior. Like, oh my god, I need to figure out what else I can do with Junior. I need to make Junior talk. I need to give Junior a voice. Junior needs a lot more. Also, that date up there is wrong. I don't know where that was and how that got there, but nah. So okay. So let's go into like the first things of the trip. So the itinerary of the trip was I first went to Oxford, UK. And Oxford, if you're not familiar, is separated between like Oxford University and the town of Oxford. But what's really interesting and different from Oxford University from other like US towns and US universities is like the town of Oxford is literally just the like it's like if you took a US big university like NYU. NYU is in New York New York City, and there's like a bunch of like the buildings are dispersed around the city. But it's also like the same vibes as like a small Ivy League university. For example, like I guess like the best one that comes to mind is like Princeton, because that's like in the town of Princeton, and Princeton University is like built in their area, but they don't have any buildings off their main campus. Or like if you look at the University of Pennsylvania or Harvard University, they're all contained in their in the cities or in their areas in the city. But what makes Oxford really interesting to me as a like a big university is that the university is a small town, but all the buildings are spread out across the town. So like if you went to you know, like one of the campuses, the bookstore is like halfway across halfway across the town. Also, like Oxford University, like the town of Oxford, I guess, I don't know if they're allowed to, but they just kind of like Harry Pottered everything. Everything is Harry Potter. And it's kind of cool, but like, and also the UK, I think, higher education system is very reminiscent. The Harry Potter series was built following the UK model of higher education, like having separate colleges and classes. Also, hello Miles and hello Prism. We're currently going through my trip to Oxford, Oxford, London, UK, and Iceland. On my shoulder, I have Jeffrey 2. Jeffrey 2 is I left Jeffrey at home, and quite honestly, Jeffrey probably would have flown away if he was in Iceland. So this is Jeffrey 2, who may or may not be an Icelandic rock from a crater, a volcanic crater. I will not confirm or deny that in case U.S. Customs is watching. I hope they're not. And then I have Junior up top. Yeah, Junior is the mascot that Isla made for me. Isla, while we worked on him in the lab, Isla created the design. And so yes, he is going to hang out with us today because he's wonderful. So then the next place that I went to after the UK, I went to Iceland. And Iceland is, my biggest takeaways from Iceland are it's expensive because the US dollar conversion rate to Icelandic krone is atrocious. And so I basically lived off of like grocery store sandwiches. Yeah, that was really it. Just, I didn't eat any like, I didn't have like a fancy meal, just sandwiches. I make better food at home. Yeah. And then also, like, they have this fuzzy stool. Like, they sold this at the airport, and the place that I was staying at had a fuzzy stool in the room. And I was like, huh, this is kind of cool. But this fuzzy stool is expensive. Like, 7,200 Icelandic krones, I think was like $60. I forgot how much it is. We could look it up right now. Okay, again, oh, that's what I was supposed to include. The conversion rate, the Icelandic krone. Let's just look that up right now. Can I look that up here? 1 second. Let me turn off this screen really fast and make sure that I am not doing any incredible doxing. Is this? Nope, not that one. Not that one. I can do this. Doki desktop. Okay, cool. Let me. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Hold on. Let me turn Doki desktop back on. Icelandic krone to USD. So the Icelandic krone to USD is real bad. So that chair cost 7,200 Icelandic krones. That fuzzy stool is $50, and that was cheap at the airport. That's apparently a cheaper price. Like, honestly, the big tip for Iceland is if you're gonna buy alcohol, buy it at the airport before you leave because it's not taxed. And like I tried some Icelandic beer. It was okay, you know. It was like a time. It was good times. I wouldn't buy it again though because it's really expensive. It was like I had to mix the beer with some other stuff. So yeah. Also, hello Click Killers. Hello Kimberly. Welcome on in. We're just getting started with our Icelandic overview in Oxford. So yeah, my basic takeaways are Iceland's expensive, it's cold, but the Northern Lights made it worth it. For anyone who's wondering, did Junie actually make it to like the No! I don't have that kind of money to go to hot springs. You think I have money for that? No. And plus, if I had money for that, I'd spend it on plugins and books, not on the hot springs. I don't actually take baths, but I could take a bath and sit in hot water. I wouldn't do that though. I kind of want to do a hot spring now, but I have other things to do. Okay, so no, I didn't do any hot springs. I really just like sat on a tour bus and worked on the bus, and yeah, I got to see things, which I will show you later. Okay, so the first country that I went to was the UK. On my first day in, I basically flew into London Heathrow International Airport, and then I took a bus to Oxford. And so then we stayed in Oxford for like 2 days. And then actually, yeah, it was like 2 days. 3 nights and 2 days is really what it was. Because we got to Oxford in like the afternoon. So I went to like these food places. It's like an open air market that they have on Friday, Saturday. And so I'm going to be honest. Okay, so I've been to the UK before. And I was like, oh, UK food is not that bad. This time around was a very different experience. Also, I went to the UK like maybe, oh my gosh, wow, that was like 7-8 years ago. But yeah, UK food is not that great. It's not that great. No, like, look, I'm not gonna. The experience that I had, the food was pretty mid. Like, I'm excited like this for the crispy pork and stuff, and the duck, and like. It looked really great, and then I ate it, and I was like, even like, it was okay. It wasn't bad, but like, it was okay. Yeah, it was okay. And I was walking around the open air market, and I saw like, oh, I forgot to buy what was that? It was like a fruit cake in a bag that you steamed. It was delicious. I don't know what that was. It looked and tasted delicious. And I forgot to buy that. But I also didn't want to carry that around with me all day. So, I mean, like, yeah, the food, there are some interesting things. I'm not going to say, like, there's not uninteresting things. There are some interesting things. Just, like, it wasn't like some of the greatest food that I've had, though. And so, yeah. it was okay, but I had a good time like experiencing the market. Like there was a bunch of students there. Like they had some stalls that sold clothing. And like I do like UK fashion though. The one thing I enjoyed from the UK and Iceland was the fashion. And unfortunately do not have the money to buy all of those things, but wood fashion there, like definitely wood fashion. Very like just crisp. Crisp is the best word. And so on that same day, I went to the History of Science Museum in the Bodleian Library, I think is what it's called. And so the History of Science Museum, all the museums in the town of Oxford are free, but they have like a voluntary, if you want to donate, you can. And so I still had my suitcase with me, so I had my friend, like we had a big friend group that was there, so part of the friend group stayed outside and watched the stuff while the other friend group went in. We couldn't check into where we were staying, and so yeah, the History of Science Museum was really cool. Like they had some like the history of a camera, like they had a whole thing on the bubonic plague. It was the it wasn't the bubonic plague. No, it was the bubonic plague. But the one thing I thought was really interesting was the History of Science Museum's Einstein's Blackboard. So I don't know why they have this here. Like Einstein had one lecture in in Oxford, while like, you know, I think he was at the Advanced Institute at the University of Princeton, and like I think he lived in Princeton. Like I think when I visited Princeton, his house is there. I think someone lives in it now. But like, why did the History of Science Museum put Einstein's Blackboard up here? Like if you go to the University of Princeton University, you can go into the classroom where Einstein taught with like the classic looking thing. And like they put so much emphasis on Einstein's Blackboard in Oxford. Like, bro he was there for like a hot second. So I thought it was interesting that they had Einstein's Blackboard. I mean, it's cool. But you know, like it was like, okay, Deluxe Bridge, I haven't actually had a proper fruitcake. They describe, the people selling me the steamed fruitcake thing described it as an American fruitcake. Like, I had to tell them, like, oh, I'm not from here, you know? Like, if you could hear me in my American accent. Also, I think my favorite thing when I'm traveling now is to be like, oh crap, we've landed. I'm definitely gonna be the American. Also, I feel like I have traveled enough where I can say, you can find the Americans pretty quickly, as they're generally kind of loud. They're just really, really loud. And like, I'm just walking around and you just hear, ha 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 ha, what's up, dude? It's like, we're just gonna keep our voice down. We're gonna keep our head down and we're gonna keep walking. I am not associated with those people. And we're just gonna move on, you know? And yeah, the Americans, we do the American thing. And it's cool. But anyhow, after the History of Science Museum, I needed a toilet. And so I took my stuff and I was like, this building looks cool. And so I walked into the building and it was the Bodleian Library, which I believe is Oxford University's library. And oh my God, is it gorgeous. Like, this is their library. Like, that's this whole, oh man. Like, it was just so cool to look at. Like, that's the second floor up there. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just want to go up there and go through all the books. But some of these books are old. Like, holy poo. They have a very strict procedure on what you have to do. Like, it's only like one person per book. And it was, oh my God. I wish I could have gone up there and looked at all the books, but I couldn't because, yeah. The library must have been incredibly interesting. So I couldn't go into their library, but I could go to the bookstore. And the bookstore is called Blackwell's Bookstore. And I didn't realize Blackwell's Bookstore has essentially like four different bookstores, all connected, and one not. So the one you see over here is Blackwell's Bookstore, but this Blackwell's Bookstore has manga, like comics and board games, and like, you know, popular culture, not all popular culture, like comics, manga and stuff. And this is separate from this Blackwell's Bookstore. Here though, like I checked out like there was a Studio Ghibli cookbook and I was like, oh man, I wish I could buy that. There was also like a bunch of really cool books, like they had like great board games there. I should have spent longer there, but I had all this bookstore to go through. So the Blackwell's bookstore, the storefront basically has like there's one corner of it that sells like music, and this is like music and like scores, musical scores, and then there's a little pub in between the next bookstore and the next Blackwell's, and then there's like the Blackwell's bookstore, which has just like a ton of books. And so like the first level of books is just like your typical fiction, non-fiction books, or typical fiction, like your fun reads, and like it goes back because like there's a couple floors up that this bookstore also goes through. And like on the second floor there was a coffee shop, and there was like a whole crafts and yarn section and books on crocheting. And I was like, oh, there was a cute book on crocheting little amigurumi dogs. They were so cute, and I was like, wow, I want to buy the book, but also can't buy the book. And so I was looking for a toilet in this store too, and on the top floor they had like a women's toilet, but they didn't have a men's toilet, and I needed to use the toilet. So I just kept looking around. I didn't actually go into the basement until later when my friend I was traveling with was like, you should check out the basement. And so then I went into the basement, and I was like, holy mother of God, this is so many books. Like, I cannot. They had, okay, it's not common for me to see a whole section on just social research methods. Like, I had a goddamn good time here. I just sat in the social research methods section, just reading through I tried to read the books as fast as I could. I picked up a book because some of these books I had not seen before, and I was like, yeah, social research methods. God dang. What's the book that I picked up? I picked up a book on better data visualization, and then I saw another book on where did my crochet feet go? And then I found another book on like using R for social science methods. I was like, oh, I love this place. And then this bottom section right here, these are all like philosophers. And so I went into the philosopher section. There was like Immanuel Kant. There was I don't know if they put Harvey in there. There was like Bourdieu. No, I think Bourdieu was in this section, in the social research methods. In the social sciences methods. Like, I saw, what's his face? Lefebvre's work. I was like, oh, god dang. So I had a very, very good time. Yeah. I could spend all day in this bookstore. I would spend so much money there. Like, there's so many books to buy, so many things to see, so much time to spend. But like the people I was traveling with were like, we need to go. And I was like, no, I don't want to go. I just want to stay here. And not the worst part is they have good work-life balance. The bookstore closes at like 6 p.m. Like, bruh, I don't have till 6 p.m. I just got here. Like, why are you closing so early? Because you have a work-life balance? Which is, yes, it's valid. Work-life balance is good. I'm not going to knock that. But I want to read forever. So yeah, I had such a good time at the bookstore, and I want to go back to the bookstore. I just want to live at the bookstore. I would sleep at the bookstore too. But I found this really, aside from the nonfiction social science research methods like coding things, I also found a really interesting fiction book about this. It's a fiction book, and the first chapter that I skimmed through was basically this woman who's like a Korean woman who's like a really prestigious job, and she just gives it up and starts a bookstore. And so like the first chapter is like her talking about I just wanted to start a bookstore, and so now I have this bookstore. And I was like, god dang, I relate so hard. You know, if I could just toss everything, I open a bookstore. I have no idea what books to stock. Truly, just be like a social science research methods bookstore, which is not helpful. But I really do. I would rather. You really like reading IRL rather than online. Okay, so I actually don't own that many physical copies of books. The reason being is I don't have enough bookshelf space. Like that's the actual reason. I just don't have enough bookshelf space. And the other thing is like sometimes like listening to my books when I go on my bike rides and stuff. So basically I'll just like read on my phone. So like if I'm in line, like I'll just bring out my phone and read my book there. Like even manga and stuff, like yeah, I can watch manga. Like okay, there's sometimes watching anime hits different from reading. Like I love reading One Piece every single morning, and it just like it feels good to see the writing and etc. But like when you're watching like Jujutsu Kaisen animated, oh god dang, that's nice. But yeah, I would rather read than watch because I can just read much better. And sometimes like when I read, I'm looking for particular things when I'm reading. Like I don't do a lot of casual reading for like, oh, this is a cool story. Like that's why I watch anime and read manga. Like I don't read a lot of like US fiction novels. But like I read with intent and purpose. Is basically all I'm saying. And so like if I'm trying to just get the plot and figure things out. So like the earlier anime analyses, like that's the kind of stuff I enjoy when I read. Versus like if I'm watching, then it's like there's a lot of superfluous things and like you have to make the animation look good. You gotta like get the voice actors, and like when I watch, I look for very different things from when I'm reading my manga. All this to say, I enjoy the bookstore and I had a good time, and I need to just make some more money is the real issue. Yeah, I need to go back to the library. God dang, I love the library. It's just such a good time. I'm sorry, I'll stop talking about the library. Like, oh, yeah. So okay, last thing before I diverge, but yes. I started Dr. Stone season 3, and that was great. And I need to read Dr. Stone. I also need to read I need to start reading some other animes. But yes, okay. Next slide. Okay, so I went to a Tesco, and are there people who are in the UK that can explain some of these snacks to me? Because I wanted to just buy all of them, but also at the same time, I can't buy all of them. So I did buy what you all would call a quote unquote Jaffa cake down here, and I had let me scoochie on over for a bit. I got scoochie myself over for the Jaffa cake. Let me just go this way. We'll go this way. So I found what you all would refer to as a quote unquote Jaffa cake, and this Jaffa cake, I had no idea what to expect. I was like, okay, is this like a cookie? Like, what is this thing? And so I bought it because it was on sale, and I bit into it. It was like chocolate coating and then like a soft biscuit. And then on the inside, there was jam. I was like, what is the jam doing here? How did jam get in here? I was like, oh my God, this is delicious. And so I started with one Jaffa cake. Then I was like, okay, another Jaffa cake can't hurt me. So I ate another Jaffa cake. And then like I was half a sleeve down. And then I was like, okay, maybe we should stop. And then I ate the rest of the sleeve. That was a mistake. But god dang, were the Jaffa cakes good. Would Jaffa cake again. Yeah, so Jaffa cakes are down. Like, the box makes it look like it's like a citrusy kind of flavor instead of like a jelly. Oh my god. But would Jaffa cake again. That was amazing. And then when I was looking at all the stuff here, I was staring and I was talking with my friend like, what's a wagon wheel? Okay, cool. Glad I got the Jaffa cake in a nutshell. But I was talking, and obviously, like, I have a very American accent. I was not talking loud in the Tesco with my friend. But then, like, I'm assuming someone who is a quote-unquote native UK, Oxfordian, came over and was like, yeah, are you looking for a I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher this. Are you, like, looking for a particular snack? And I was like, yeah, like, what's this wagon wheel thing? And then they're like, oh, this was like recent. And I was like, oh, he's like, yeah, this looks like an American kind of thing. And I was like, I don't have these quote unquote wagon wheels. Like, what's a wagon wheel? So like, apparently the way to distinguish like UK snacks versus American snacks from this person's perspective was the more crap they toss onto it, the more American it is. So like these wagon wheels are like have a cream on it. I didn't try it, but from the packaging, looks like there's like a cream on it. There's like a biscuit and like some other stuff on it. I don't know. I kind of want to try it though because it looks like it's an American thing. Note to self, get a Jaffa. Yes, get a Jaffa cake. I bought it. I brought Jaffa cakes back. Oh man, the Jaffa cake. After I ate the sleeve of Jaffa cakes and the other sleeve of Jaffa cakes, I just went and bought another box. And so I have a bunch of Jaffa cakes at home now. Oh man, okay, I don't have a bunch. I have like 20 Jaffa cakes in total. If anyone ever wants to send me Jaffa cakes, I will gladly accept them, given they're not poisoned or anything. But also, I will go through poisoning for Jaffa cakes. I was also, okay, y'all have a lot of biscuits. Like, these biscuits, I feel like in the United States, we don't have this kind of biscuit life. Like, I'm pretty happy with, I guess we have chips. I'm sorry, crisps. We have crisps. We have chips and stuff. That was okay. But I didn't get to try any of these other biscuits, but my friend who was graduating had talked about them. Like, yeah, this is a good biscuit. You should get this biscuit. You should get this biscuit. And I was like, sure, biscuit life. You know, let me get some tea as well. I didn't actually get to do tea time. I'm a little disappointed. Tea time's expensive, but tea time is delicious. I also think my friend picked up the Jammy Dodgers. Yeah, I guess the native UK person recommended the Jammy Dodgers, which is like 2 biscuits with jam in it. And I think that's it, just biscuits and jam. Yeah, I wanted to try a toffee crisp. The toffee crisp, I've had a coffee crisp before, and the coffee crisp is a Canadian thing. So whenever I go back to Canada, I love going to Canada. Toronto's like my favorite city, but I try to buy as many coffee crisps as I can because I goddamn love coffee crisps. Also, it sounds like I eat a lot of chocolate, but I actually, okay, I do eat a lot of chocolate. But also, this is chocolate from like when I've been traveling, so I don't buy like American Twixes and stuff. I usually just eat Toblerones. But anyways, down here is a toffee crisp, and I was like, tell me more about toffee crisps. So I didn't do toffee crisps. And then I don't know like what a Wispa is. Wispa looks good. These chocolates down here on the bottom shelf, the Dairy Milk, Jammy Dodgers are. I should have gotten myself some Jammy goddamn Dodgers. Also, what are these tea cakes? These tea cakes look really good. The packaging's kind of ugly, but like, I'm here for it. And then the twirls. There's a whole shelf of twirls. That means they have to be good, or at least they're paying Tesco extra to market them better. So I didn't get to try these. These are Twix. It's American. It's whatever. Snickers, whatever. But yes, when I go back to the UK one day with more money, I will buy all the snacks. And I will eat all the snacks. And I will have a goddamn good time. And I'm going to bike off all the snacks because that's a lot of snacks. Yeah. But the only snack I walked away with were Jaffa cakes. And I'm glad. And the reason I bought the Jaffa cake was a UK YouTuber, VTuber that I watched in the past talked about them. And I was like, I will get the Jaffa cakes because I've heard they're good. So yes, Tesco was a good time. In Japan, there's a Sanrio tea place where you can reserve a picnic table with any Sanrio. That sounds silly. I would never want to eat my tea picnic table with Sanrio character. Who needs Cinema Roll? I don't care. Cinema Roll's a dog. Not even that cute. You know, freaking Bats Maru and Kettle P. I don't care. Who needs Hello Kitty? I will need to do a snack review one day. UK chocolate will turn you into a full-blown chocolate. Good thing I didn't buy any UK chocolate then. Whew. Cause yeah, I just eat a lot of Toblerone. A lot of Toblerone. If you ever want to get me chocolate, Toblerone. That's where the good stuff is. Okay, so other things I saw at Tesco. What on earth is this? You all need to explain why your hot dogs are in a glass jar. I have many questions about the hot dog in a glass jar. One, it just looks odd. I I just don't like how it looks in the glass jar. I don't like that it's in a glass jar. I just have many questions about putting hot dogs like that in a glass jar. Like, if it's in a can, I don't know. I feel like it's very different if I get my hot dogs in a can. Like the sausages, you used to open up the can, but in a jar? Like that is different. I don't know. I have someone in our defense, America did that for. Okay, wait. You're telling me the United States put hot dogs in a jar first. So that's fair. That's a fair argument. But we stopped that. We stopped putting our hot dogs in a glass jar. When I go and buy hot dogs, I buy them in Actually, you know what? If I could put more hot dogs in that glass jar, like get a refill, that is probably more eco-friendly. And it's also recyclable. Versus like hot dog packaging, that's a lot of plastic. Okay. I will allow it. I will allow it. For the good of the environment and for good of sustainability, I will be okay with hot dogs in a glass jar. It still does not make me uncomfortable, but I will allow the hot dogs in a glass jar. But also, yes, yeah, the hot dogs in a glass. We're just gonna leave that there. So the Pringles, I thought these were real cute. Like the Pringles are holiday friendly Pringles. Like, they got the Pringles guy with his Texas barbecue sauce. He has Texas barbecue sauce. He's a little snowman. Oh, clean and stop because American hot dogs are still being found in my local supermarket. Whoa. What do you mean American? Okay, you know what? I will go to my Costco and I will take a picture of our hot dog, and I 100% promise you they will not be in a glass jar like that. I was just walking along and these glass hot dogs in a jar spoke to, okay, they didn't speak to me, but I just looked and I was like, God dang. You know what? Maybe we should all start putting our hot dogs in glass jars. We just need hot dog refilling stations. Like they have those water refilling stations, like you bring your own water. Like, maybe we just need hot dog filling stations. Just go to a store, be like, hey, I just want my 8 hot dogs smashed into this jar. That's fine. I'm here for it. If that's the way things are gonna go, yeah, I could live with hot dogs in a jar. I don't know, it just makes me uncomfortable. It just makes me so uncomfortable. Okay. Anyways, but the Pringles, I just thought they looked really cute, Like, I don't, okay. Also, I don't actually buy, so when I travel abroad, I buy a lot more snacks. Like, I never buy this many snacks when I'm at home. I don't buy snacks. Like, the only snack that I bought recently were those disgusting protein bars that I still have not finished, and they're bad. But I did not buy these Pringles, by the way, although I was very curious about Texas barbecue sauce. And I mean, salt and vinegar, that's pretty common. But yes, this was fascinating, to say the least. The Pringles, the Texas barbecue sauce, it was just cute. And I wish that we had cute packaging. The holiday season, I missed it. But okay, so at Oxford University, okay, history. So the United States higher education system is very much takes notes from the UK higher education system. And so Oxford University was really exciting for me because this is like the mother of all universities. Like, sure, in the United States, we have the Ivy Leagues, but you want to know what, like, the OG Ivy Leagues are? This is Oxford University. Although I've heard that Oxford and Cambridge is not as traditional as Oxford University, but Oxford is, like, steeped in tradition. Like, their graduation outfits are very different from the US graduation outfits. So the US, like, you have the cap and the gown, but, like, Oxford, they had like a particular white shirt and like some weird I didn't take a picture of my friend because doxing, and I don't think I can zoom in. But like in this picture, the people who stood here and here, they like stood up and took their hat off and bowed to the graduates coming in multiple times. And I was like, God dang, that's a lot of work. Just stand up, bow, and take your hat off. Like, geez. Also, this was tiny. This graduation ceremony, like they have a lot of graduates. It's like about 25,000 students at Oxford, like 25,000 to 30,000. But like, it was just like very different. Like they were just straight to the point. No one cheered when people graduated. You're just like, read the name, go. And we all just sat there silently. And yeah, just silently. It was very like, when you go to like the United States, like US graduations, like people have their air horns, like, wow! And here it was just like, just wait, chill. It was kind of odd. And the best part about my seat, though, was I could see her script, so I knew how much time there was for her to talk. I believe this next picture is not their library. Is that their library? Huh. I don't know what that is. Oh, okay. Sorry, Sylvia. They have 25,000 students, but at this particular graduation day, there was just this side over here and this side over here. No cheering is such a cult, right? Like no one pulled out their barrels. It was just silent, like very like, you know, this is how it goes. And also like they had a children's section and they just kind of like hustled the kids out. Like I guess what they said was, we love children. It's wonderful to have children, but please make sure that they're not loud. If so, we will remove you. Yeah, we're not like America when it comes to celebrations, which, you know, I kind of appreciated. My eardrums felt nice. You know, it was good stuff. And so, like, it was just very concise as a graduation. It was only like an hour long, and I was really shocked. Very interesting to know and share. Yeah. So it was very different, but also it also reminded me I need to graduate. I need to get this stuff done. I need to go make money. Over here is a picture of the quad at Oxford. This reminded me very much so of like the Ivies in the United States. So the Ivy Leagues, for folks who are not in the United States context, the Ivy League universities are some of the oldest universities in the United States and quote unquote the most prestigious universities. Universities that fall under the Ivy categorization are like Dartmouth, I believe, Harvard, University of Pennsylvania, Brown University, Princeton University, who else is on there? There's a couple of other Ivy schools, but they're typically like the top of the most elite schools, unless you count elite schools, and that does not include like the West Coast schools. But really, like the Ivy League is a sports designation as well for like the Ivy Leagues play each other. So it's funny when like, you know, Princeton University is playing Harvard University. It's like a huge deal when Princeton beats Harvard, etc. It's like sports. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, I kind of understand how these Ivy campuses got their inspiration, like even architecturally. So like I visited some of the Ivy campuses because when I travel around the United States, I like going to see other universities and stuff. And so like seeing this kind of architecture at like Harvard, it was like, oh wow, this makes a lot of sense. But I would also say that the UK higher education system, in particular Oxford, is really rigorous. Like my friend was getting her master's degree at this university, and I'm getting my PhD, but the amount of work that she has to do in her coursework is ridiculous. And I got to talk with some of the other students at Oxford, and there was a PhD student there, and they were telling me about how different their program is. Basically, like their program is you don't take any courses, well, at least at Oxford, you don't take any courses. You just hop into your research, which is wild to me. Like, in my PhD program, I get 2 years of training and courses, and then I start to write my dissertation. And I just like the courses are kind of foundational to figuring out like what you want to do, what kind of methods do you need. And so it is wild to know that that they really like they just make you go. And the amount of reading that my friend had to do in her program is ridiculous. Like I've done like books, like a book a week for a course, like, you know, 4 or 5 articles, but like multiple books And like you can't even discuss all the books. So like why are you assigning that many books when you're not going to have that good of conversation? Like but like she was reading multiple books a week, and it's just wild like how rigorous their program is. Rigorous, or some call it academic hazing, but like it's hard. And just hearing about Oxford just oh. Yeah, minus music festivals and concerts, we're pretty much quiet in terms of celebration. And yes, you need to graduate and become free. Yeah, I really, really do. It's gonna be rough. Next, next slide. Okay, so while we were on campus, though, I was showing some cool stuff. I also have toilets at the end. Also, this tree. Tell me how one grows a tree like this. This is wild. The trees are literally perpendicular from the stem. Like, god dang, Oxford, sure, they have cool creatures, but like this. Also, she was showing us her dorm and stuff, and one of the billboards they have this posted, and it says sextigation. St. Peter's top shaggers, university's least happy with sex lives. I think the picture that I have has better quality, and so yeah, like I didn't actually get to read it, but apparently Oxford University has some of the least happy sex lives. The more you know. Don't go. Wait, this is grown. It's still growing, but also Oxford University has the least happy sex lives. Just so you know. So yes, if you want to get like a super prestigious big brain degree, Oxford's the way to go. If you want to have a sad, miserable sex life, Oxford's the way to go. I'm just here to give the information, all right? I did not say anything provocative as like Oxford University graduates are the least sexually satisfied with their partners. I'm just reporting whatever is here on the article, which states university least happy with their sex lives. That is all I have to say. We're moving on. Okay. Also, before we move on, there's a couple of other like phallic sex things in here. Look, I never said I was an 18 and under friendly streamer. But Oxford has the most of people who become lawyers later on in life. They do. So okay, after we checked out town, I went and saw, I walked around, and so I went to this museum. This is a very, very nice statue. I didn't actually get to explore a lot of it, but yes, I covered up the phallic things. Let's not read much into the UK's more rigorous lifestyles. But yeah, there's some really old sculptures and stuff that I didn't get to check out. The group that we were with, they're like, I don't want to go to the museum. And I was like, okay, guess we're not going to the museum. I did not want to look at these nice statues. Jeffrey is he's a bro. But I got to check out the covered market, and the covered market had some really cool stuff. So one place I went to was Pugi Yogi. It's a yogurt drink place. And I was like, yogurt drink? Looks like it's run by Asian people. So maybe it's like Yakult yogurt. And it wasn't Yakult yogurt. Also, bye, Isaac. It was great to see you. I went here under the impression it was going to be like Yakult. And so I was like, this is an interesting concept. We have rice with yogurt. So I'm curious how this is gonna happen. And so I just like trying different drinks and stuff. So I ordered a yogurt and purple rice drink. And I was really curious what this was gonna look like. And I kid you not, they took Greek yogurt. They took purple rice that you can make out of your rice cooker. I know exactly what kind of rice cooker they have. They got the rice cooker, and they got the Greek yogurt. They poured it into a blender, which I can do at home, and they blended the Greek yogurt with the rice. And I must say, it was interesting. So the way that they put the drink in at the end was they put like a little bit of rice in at the bottom, not uncooked rice, but purple rice unblended, and then they poured in the drink. And so, conceptually, very interesting. I don't know how they got the Greek yogurt to be a little bit runny. So it wasn't thick enough. It was thin enough where I could drink it, but still very much had a yogurt texture. There's nothing else put in. No syrups, no liquids of any form. It was truly just Greek yogurt with rice, and it was a unique drinking experience, and it was a unique drink experience. Also, hello, Greed. I'm not sure. I think there's potential in this. Um, yeah, I have never done like Greek yogurt mixed with rice. There's definitely potential. Definitely potential, but I think it needs to be worked out. Out of 10, sorry, I like prime like odd number scales because you can't like flip flop. Um, so like on a five unit scale, I'd give it like a 3. I think in terms of like creativity, it's a really interesting concept. Also, I'm sorry, you can't see the drink. Let me scoochie myself on over. um, so like the drink is interesting. It's like it's thick. It's tart with rice. And so I give it a 3 because like it's average. Like someone probably enjoys this. It wasn't like overly sweet. And there's a lot of potential in this drink. Like I think if maybe they added like a little bit of milk or like something to make the yogurt less tart, I think it would work. And maybe something different with the rice. Like in the Korean drinks, there's like a shike or tansur, and it's like a rice, like a ginger. It's essentially like a ginger brown sugar liquid with rice in it. And the rice, however, is like sits in the liquid for a little bit, and so like the rice is more so like texture for your mouth rather than like the main focus, versus this drink it is the main focus because it's blended into the yogurt. And so I think if they brought a little bit less of the tartness into it, more like a sweeter flavor to make, or like a fruitier flavor, I think it has potential to work. They also have coffee machines in there, so like maybe they toss like some coffee powder or something. I'm not gonna say don't try it. Like I'm not gonna yuck someone's yum. If someone enjoys it, like go for it. I think I could definitely try to drink this more, but it was not like my favorite thing. It was not what I was expecting. And so, I would still like, to anyone who is traveling and like wanting to do new foods, I always say go for it. Don't yuck someone's yum, because like if they're selling it, that means other people are eating it and someone else enjoys it. And to that point, like even like, you know, growing up, I got bullied for my food, but now everyone loves my food. And so like even to this, it's interesting. Yeah, I got it for probiotics. When I travel abroad, my stomach is not happy, and so I needed probiotics. We'll just leave it there. But anyhow, that is some of the stuff that I saw in town. There was a bakery that sold cakes, like the really nice cakes. But like this is a cake. This shoe is a cake. It looks really, really realistic, and it was cool. Boop. I also like walked around the town, and like, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know any of the history, but like Oxford buildings, old history. That's all I got. It looked really cool though. Like I understand the inspiration for like Harry Potter. Like I understand the inspiration for other like UK inspired things. Like it makes a lot more sense. Also, hello Boko. And so seeing the inspiration, like seeing these buildings, it makes a lot of sense. Like, oh, I get the architecture. I don't understand the architectural history, but like this is kind of like the old original Ivy vibes. And I wish I could speak more to it, but like pretty buildings. Okay, so when we were leaving Oxford, we stopped by the Town of Oxford train station, and I thought these signs were hilarious. Okay, the one thing that I think I really enjoyed from the UK was their sense of humor. I think I really, really enjoy UK humor. Like I watched shows like the IT Crowd, and I found that hilarious. And I think like the British just straightforward dry humor is like my kind of thing. So like at the train station, they had these signs such as like, "Don't bring the kitchen sink, Kevin. Luggage space is limited, so plan ahead." Like, why Kevin? What did Kevin do wrong to deserve this kind of public shaming? Like, god damn it, Kevin! Like fuck you! Put your stuff away. Pack better. But also, sorry I swore. But also Gary, you know, like, booked your bike space ahead. Good thinking, Gary. We're proud of you. Be Gary. Like, I just thought these signs were hilarious. Gary's just a bro, you know? Like he's here doing the right thing. Don't be a Kevin. Be Gary. Gary came prepared. So yes, I was like, yes. Kevin packed that's, you know what? You're right, Twig. Kevin is trash. Don't be Kevin. Kevin god dang packed the sink. Not the Kevin we know. Oh no, sorry. This is different Kevin. This is not cute, adorable Kevin. That Kevin packs light. There's a lot of interesting British TV shows that have interest. Yeah, like even when I was watching Sherlock, I really enjoyed Sherlock's like humor. It's funny. I need to go back and watch more IT Crowd. Every day I aspire to be. Yes, we should truly aspire to be Gary. Just think ahead, plan ahead. But yeah, it was really organized. I really enjoyed the UK trains. But also, where's my god dang Thomas the Tank Engine? I wanted my god dang Thomas, and I very much knew that I was not gonna get Thomas. Also, hello BB Des. We are still on the UK. We're currently ending our Oxford arc, and we're ending our Oxford arc on don't be god dang Kevin, be Gary, be Gary. Gary's a good guy. Pack ahead, be prepared. So we took our train from Oxford, then to London, and we went to London Central Station. Most of my country's TV is trash, no further comment. Okay, guess not watching any more UK shows. So when we got to London, one of the first things I saw was a McDonald's. And in the McDonald's, they were marketing the quote-unquote Philly cheese stack. I've included a picture of the quote-unquote Philly cheese stack. Let me move myself. The Philly cheese stack. I'm gonna be honest. It was disappointing. I wanted more, and did not deliver. The patties were dry. The bun was a little odd. It was like kind of dry, not like a moist bun. The cheese was excessive, and I get it. It's called a Philly cheese stack. I had my fair share of Philly cheesesteaks. The burger does not capture it well, and I was disappointed. I just very disappointed with the Philly cheese stack. I bought it. I was so excited. I was like, I'm ready for my Philly cheese stack, and it just let me down in so many ways. And I wanted it. I wanted it to be. There was no mayo on it, Click Killers. There was just chili cheese stack, and I was just like, there's no Cheese Whiz. That's essentially nacho cheese. Also, BBS, I hope you feel better. But that was essentially, you slapped on a double, you put some nacho cheese with some apparently onions on it, and you think you call that a Philly? No, that was disappointment on a burger. And I was upset because I wasted stomach space on that. It was really sad. Like, truly, I wanted it to be so much better. I wanted it to be so good, and then I ate it, and it was so bleh. It was like, I'm not gonna throw away my food. I'm not going to waste my food. But that was like the most unhappy burger. Like, you know, I've had some bad things. Like, there was no Suica on it. It was just a burger. And it made me sad. So yes, sad burger. Frustration. We're moving on. But also near this restaurant, or near the train station, I went to like some random pub. This is where more of my disappointment happens. I was looking, so I'm traveling with a group of people, so I'm not eating this all on my own. But I went into the restaurant, and it was Sunday, and so I was like, oh, they have a Sunday roast. This sounds exciting. I will spend a couple of extra dollars to get something that is unique to the UK pub experience. Also, hello, Vijeo. Okay, I would not say it's a 1 out of 5. It's like a 2. Maybe 1.7 is not great. But I ordered the Sunday roast, like, god dang, this is gonna be delicious. They only sell this on Sunday, and I am so prepared for this Sunday roast. Also, this pudding thing, I forgot what it was called. Wellington pudding? I was like, this is gonna be great. My bad. I didn't get time to proofread. We're just gonna scooch myself over so you can't see the E in the appetizer. So I had that, but okay, I will say the potatoes that it came with and the carrots that it came. Okay, I actually thought that was. I wasn't sure what these were, but the carrots that it came with and the cabbage, I was like, this is good stuff. I can do this. But I started my Sunday roast and I put it in my mouth and I was like, this is so dry. Why is like I cut it and it just did not like rip and I was like, this is not good. And I put it in the gravy. Yorkshire pudding, thank you. That's what it is. Yorkshire pudding, which I also don't understand how this is pudding. When I see pudding, I see like the cup that's like kind of gelatinous but not gelatinous. That was not what I was expecting from pudding. But I had to look up how one appropriately eats Yorkshire pudding. So apparently you put the gravy into the pudding and then you put the other things into the pudding. And so I did that and it made the roast tolerable. But the roast was still so dry. I could not. It felt bad. And I just sadly ate it on my own. Now, what I will say though, the fish and chips are good. They got the batter right on the fish and chips, and the fish still held in and retained the moisture, so it was like still kind of tender, and the batter was delicious. The crisps slash chips slash fries, the fries and the chips that went with it, also amazing, delicious. Would do that again. Also, I mean, the appetizer was fine. But yeah, the Sunday roast. It was just sad. Every time I see that meal, it looks so good. It just tastes so bad. It's just like, it's like a honey trap, you know? Like, wow, that looks great. I want to get to know you more. You take a bite and it's just like, oh, you're just disappointment. And this is not what I signed up for. This is just like a bad date. That's so sad. Yeah, Yule Pub Thorn, which is, oh, okay, now I know, thank you. So yeah, it was good. And the mashed peas were good. I would do the mashed peas. It was a little odd at first, but I'm like, you know what? I am here to try new things, and I could do mashed peas again. It looked like baby food, but you know what? Who's stopping me from eating baby? I'm not gonna eat blended food like that, but I think when appropriately done, it works, you know? So it's like, yeah, mashed peas. We can do that, kind of. I don't think I'm gonna do it again, but if I'm in the UK, I'm not gonna be like, ugh. Like, okay, mashed peas. But yeah, just a lot of disappointment on this trip. Dry roast, sad Philly cheese stack. But anyways, we took the tube and we went to go see Big Ben. So the day that I went was actually Remembrance Day, and did not know that at all. That was news. You know, Remembrance Day is a thing, and did not know that. Remembrance Day is apparently celebrated like for World War. It's like the Veterans Day for the United States. So the cool thing was like near Big Ben, like all the roads were cleared out and all the festivities and the parades had ended. So we got there like right at the good time to take pictures. So like I took this picture of Big Ben on the street. It was kind of wild. Like I went onto the street since they were still like moving everything, and I just took a picture. And then we also saw the London Eye. Took a picture of that. Also, I'd like to note how many people are taking pictures. Like, okay, when I travel, the only reason I'm taking pictures nowadays is like I gotta show you all stuff that I did. But really, I feel like some of these things you just gotta go and experience it. Like, don't take a picture, just sit there, like take in the air, take in the environment. And so I just like taking pictures of other people now. And so like when I take my pictures on trips, it's more so just here's like a way for me to refresh my memory really quickly of what happened in the environment and how I can describe it. So Yeah. We celebrate those who fell during those wars by being silent for 2 minutes. That's why we did that. Thank you. I did not go to the London Bridge. We only had like, literally in London, we had 12 hours. So this is like all within the span of 12 hours. I passed the Great Scotland Yard. Yeah, and then I kept walking because I wanted to go to the Lego store. And the Lego store. Oh, on the way to the Lego store, I stopped by. Excuse me, I'm gonna butcher this. Trafalgar Square, and I passed Leicester Square. And on the way, when I passed Trafalgar Square, I saw they had a Christmas market, and I was like, oh my god, this is so exciting! Like, I haven't seen like the European. Okay, the UK is not a part of the EU anymore, but I have never seen like a European/UK a Christmas market, and it was so exciting to see these. Now, like, yes, the United States has Christmas markets in New York and like Philadelphia and like other big cities, but like to see it in like abroad, it was just so cool. And so like seeing the German sausage stand, I was like, wow, look at all these things that I don't have time for and that I'm not gonna buy. But yes, so I was walking really fast, just like picture go. And so my goal was to get to the Lego store because I wanted to fill out my Lego passport. And okay, that's not how I pronounce it. My bad. But I passed the Trafalgar. Oh, Trafalgar! That's what it is. Trafalgar Square. Trafalgar Square, and then we went to Leicester Square, where the Lego store is located. And oh my god, the Lego store is amazing. So, okay, when talking to the person in line, when I was talking to the employee, when I was about to go into the Lego store, because they have like a capacity thing. So Australia will have the largest unofficial Lego store, but the London has the largest official Lego store. The reason Australia has an unofficial Lego store is because it's like the AG Lego, which I believe is like Australian group, which is not officially licensed by the Lego store, but they still have Lego stores. So, the UK technically still has the largest Lego store. The other thing though is like, they have like special edition Lego sets there. Like you can buy a little red bus, and I already have a little red bus. I actually picked my little red bus up in when I was in Denmark. So I'm not sure if it's exclusive to London. But I picked up a really cool London exclusive that I'll show you on the hand cam tomorrow. Also, SD, welcome on back. But in the Lego store, this is by far one of my favorite Lego stores so far because it does a really good job of like, this is London. So they had a bunch of Harry Potter things there. They had Gringotts Bank. They had Voldemort, and I forgot that character's name. Harry Potter, Hagrid, Ron. They also had Hermione. And so like the store was just super like filled with just these little cool little things. They also had Big Ben built. They had the double-decker bus. They also had these cute little things all over the store. And it was really, really cool. I picked up one souvenir there. I picked up a little British guy minifigure. The UK is considered one of the top markets for Lego. It was amazing. Like I need to go back to this Lego store. But so BB Dest, the employee corrected me as it is not the largest official Lego store. If you go to Australia's Lego stores are AG is what they have in front of it, which is not officially licensed Lego, even though it's branded Lego and it's all Lego. So that was the distinction that the UK Lego employee made. I quote the Lego employee, and while I recognize in regards to the Lego store, just looking at Lego stores without semantics, the Australia in Sydney has the largest Lego store. But those are semantics. I am going to go with what the UK Lego people told me with all the semantics. Also, bye, Sylvia. Have a wonderful time at your math tutoring. Do your best. I believe in you. So I did pick up a UK exclusive. So I'll show you the UK exclusive, but yes, the Lego store was amazing, and I wish I had more time to spend in it. I had literally 15 minutes to go through the whole Lego store, and it was too much. It was way too much to go through. So the last thing that I had in the UK was the Carlsler Pilsner, and this was disgusting beer. It tasted like water, and it tasted like water. That's all I have to say. I'm never getting this thing again. For a beer, it's like a 2. I drank a little bit of it and I was like, I cannot with this beer. This is not a good time. I mean, I finished it, but it was bad. Oh wait, this says by appointment to the Royal Danish Court. This is Danish beer. I'm sorry, UK. I'm sorry. This is not UK beer. That's my bad. To the Danish people, this beer is nasty and I would not drink it again. My apologies to the UK. I did not clearly read this at all. By appointment to the Royal Danish Court. I do not recommend this at all. No, do not drink that. It's a bad time. Ugh. Okay, so when I was at the airport, basically at this point, so Iceland is different. Also, allow me to say, on Sunday when we were at the airport, I was looking through my news feed, and basically it says like, oh, there's an earthquake that just happened in Iceland, and I was like, oh, that's good to know. I'm going to email our tours and see if they're still going. And so they're all still going, so we could still go to Iceland. But when you fly into Iceland, you fly into Keflavik, and Keflavik to Reykjavik is like a 45 to hour long ride. And so I didn't actually see a lot of car rentals at the airport. But you have to take a bus from Keflavik to Reykjavik, and there's like nothing. Like Iceland is like a lot of open space. Now, just let me get these things out there before we do this Iceland thing. One, I have been told when I was watching my YouTube videos on preparing for Iceland that Iceland has great water. It's all natural from glaciers. I don't doubt that. But also, because it's all natural, all my water smelled like sulfur. Sulfur smells like eggs. So when I was drinking Icelandic tap water and filling my water bottle, it smelled like eggs. When I took a shower, it smelled like eggs. Everything, god dang, smells like eggs. And don't get me wrong, it was tasty. I loved it. But also, eggs. It just, oh my god. When I was taking my shower, I could probably fart in the shower and no one would know because the smell of sulfur would cover up my fart. I could probably carry my water bottle around and be like, just, fart, and there was no problems. So, yeah, the smell of fart all over the place. Actually, not all over the place, but like, there was a lot of sulfur smell. A lot of fart. And, yeah. The other thing, I mentioned this earlier. The US dollar to Icelandic krone is terrible in terms of conversion. So when I'm buying food, like, oh my god, my hot dog. How much was my hot dog? Oh, basically my food is really, really expensive. Like, it's expensive to eat in Iceland. Unless you're from like a Nordic state or you use the krone. The conversion rate is terrible. So be prepared to spend a lot of money to eat. Oh, hello, Ben. We just talked about the Lego store. We just got to Iceland and water. But okay, yes, the conversion rate's really bad. Be prepared to pay a lot of money for food. And earthquake and volcanic activity. While we were traveling, like, basically Reykjavik was like, this is fine, nothing new. And yes, they did evacuate towns, but like the people were pretty chill about it. Yeah, they're just very chill. Like just in general, the Icelandic people are very, very chill, it seems. And yes, everything is expensive because it's an island. Like they have to import a lot of stuff. Like everything has to be imported. But they also have some really rich soils and they have some greenhouses, but the cost of making, like producing that kind of produce is also really expensive, etc. So basically when we're in Iceland, the first day we spent Keflavik, going to Reykjavik, the town, like I think this is the capital. If it's a big city, the capital, I'm guessing it's just a big city. I don't know. But Reykjavik, checked out some stuff in Reykjavik one day. And then in the evenings, we had tours to go see the Northern Lights. I'll talk more about the Northern Lights later. You got to see the North. Yes, I did, but it took 2 tries. And I'll talk more about the conditions that you have to have for the Northern Lights. So the town of Reykjavik, it's very small. Like, it's very small for like a big city, but it's also really, really cute. Like walking around, like this is just one of the scenes that I saw. Let me move myself again. So one of the things that I saw was like this row of houses. Like it was just really cute. Like they're nice colors. I saw this picture, a mural of a cat when I was walking around. I was like, this is cute. And then I believe this is a school. The kids weren't out. I gotta be careful taking pictures of things sometimes, but this is a school. No kids were harmed in the making of this video or this. Yeah. And so got the picture. And like, it's just a very simple schoolyard. I was very surprised at how small the school is and like the kinds of like playgrounds they have. Like it's all wooden. And so like there's some pedagogical methods on like kindergarten and stuff. So I forgot what one of them's called, but one of them focuses on just like having very natural play. And so like what they do is like they just send the kids out like during recess. They'll just go out and hang out in nature. Like they don't use any technology. And I thought it was really reminiscent of what they had here. And I was like, oh, they just like send their kids out. Like this is all like wooden, no metal. Do you ever tried peanut butter on steak or chicken before? I've done peanut sauces before, using peanut butter as like the base, but I haven't done that on steak. I'm not gonna I liked my peanut-based sauces, and so I would do that again. But yes, Reykjavik. Here is a statue of Leif Erikson in front of the town. Leif Erikson is the son of Iceland, discovered Vinland, which is the United States of America, to the people of Iceland on the 1000th anniversary of the Atlantic. So yeah, Leif Erikson. Okay. I talked to management about this part. Okay, if this gets taken down, it's definitely going to be because of this. Walking around the town of Iceland, I stumbled upon this sign, and I was like, this looks interesting. And then I read the bottom of the sign. It said, the Icelandic Phallological Museum. And I was like, that's fascinating. It's a penis museum. Now, the people that I was going with were not very interested in going to the penis museum. So I kept these notes to myself that there is a penis museum. This is in front of the penis museum. This is a phallic stone arrangement of a rock, another rock, and a longer rock. This would resemble what one would argue could possibly be a penis. So yes, there is the Icelandic Phallological Museum. It is a legitimate museum. Unfortunately, this was not in our schedule. If I ever go back to Iceland, I will stop by the Icelandic Phallological Museum. Not in my plans this time, but yeah. If anyone ever wants to go to the Icelandic Phallological Museum, please let me know. Yeah. It's, they have a very erect statue. I think we can just leave that there. Well, no. I talked about it with management. I asked in the chat, I have a penis-related topic in my pictures, and I showed them this particular picture, and they said as long as you discuss it in a like semi-formal manner, it's good to go. So again, if anyone wants to go to the Phallological Museum, let me know. Take notes for me. I'm just very curious as to like what their argument is about the Phallological Museum. Like, is it a study on like how the penis operates, or like the perhaps like it is the symbolism that penises have had in different cultures. I think there's a lot. Like you can tie penises to masculinity and have a conversation on like symbolism with penises, like penis graffiti and like caveman, like I think there's a lot of ways to go about phallic arrangements in history and purpose and meaning. And so I think there's merit to this. There's definitely merit to this. Yes, not enough to stop by for my museum trip. So yes, that is the Icelandic Phalliological Museum, the Ding Dong Museum, if SD will. Next, so in front of Leif Erikson, there is the, oh my god, I forgot, this is going to be a terrible stream. Look, I am not going to try to pronounce these. I will try to pronounce them. I am not going to pronounce them correctly. This is Hallgrímskirkja. This is one of the tallest buildings in Iceland. It is a Lutheran church. And it's really, really pretty. Like I've seen, like I when I go to Europe, like seeing their churches, like you see one church, you kind of see them all. Like even the UK, like the churches were very similar to those in the EU. But this church is very different in design. Like it's a very minimalist design. Like it's a very open corridor here. Like it's just really, really goddamn pretty. And I didn't get to read too much into it, but this is one of the tallest buildings in Iceland, from what I understand. And it's like a tourist attraction. Like they have actual service here and stuff, but at night, it looks like this, and it's absolutely gorgeous at night. I actually like it in the evening a lot more than in daytime. So that is Hallgrímskirkja. What about the eco? Hallgrímskirkja. The stress is on the second syllable, and the J is pronounced as a Y sound. Hallgrímskirkja. Kirkja. Okay, I will go with that. We're moving on. We're gonna move on. The next place that we checked out was the Harpa. This is a concert venue and conference center, and this is just a really, really cool building. It's all glass. And I really, really like the design of the building. Like, it just looks really nice. On the inside, there's like a store. It looks really cool. They're hosting like a UN conference that day, I believe. Maybe not a UN conference, but they were hosting a conference that day. And what I thought was really cool, though, was Philip Glass is performing. Do you all know who Philip Glass is? Okay, if you listen to NPR's This American Life, that is by Ira Glass. Ira Glass's brother is Philip Glass. Philip Glass has written some very interesting music. He is he's like a very contemporary composer. Very much plays with the boundaries of what sound and what instruments can be. Super, super cool. And seeing Philip Glass performing here, I was like, this is great. Too bad I can't afford that. I'm not going to be here long enough. So Philip Glass. And also, Iceland, harbors, they got this thing. It was cool. One of my meals. So one of the meals that I had in Iceland was Icelandic street food. Icelandic street food essentially sold an all-you-can-eat soup and bread. It was like $20, $25 for all you. Esty, yes! Thank you, Esty! We should chat about this sometime. But anyhow, yes, they sold Icelandic street food, and basically the reason why we were here was because, one, it's all you can eat bread and soup. Now, the soup that I got was lamb soup, and they had a tomato soup as well. And basically, they have a challenge that if you can eat, the most that someone has eaten of their soups is 17 bowls of soup. And if you can eat more than 17 bowls of soup, that being 18 bowls of soup, you get your picture in front of the cash register that says this person ate this many. Unfortunately, I did not get that far. I started off with the bread bowl, and that was a mistake, kind of a mistake. But this was like my only form of protein. I got lamb and potatoes and soup and bread. And the soup bowl, after 5 bowls of soup, it struggled a bit. Struggled a lot. but I got 5 bowls of soup. I'm going to be honest, I forgot what this is. I don't remember what this thing is. They gave us like all you can eat waffles as well. But like I think all the Icelandic places had all you can eat waffles. Like legitimately, like everyone could just have waffles and jam. The waffles were bitter. It's like very different from like an American waffle. It's like almost like a biscuit, and you just dip it in jam. It was very tasty. But if you ever go to Iceland and like you need a semi-cheap eat, I would recommend Icelandic street food. They were great. They were very hospitable, and all you can eat soup was great because everything else is expensive. So this honestly ended up being my one meal for the day. I ate a lot of soup. I was a little bloated, but it was really good. It was a little salty too. And I ate a lot of bread. That truly the heavy carries. Okay, so as I was walking around the town though, I saw this really cool place. It was essentially a bar, a coffee shop, and I don't think it's actually a bookstore anymore, a bookshop, and a concert venue. And so this place is like 3 stories, and they have a little bar when you walk in, and it was really expensive. Their happy hour, their beers were like $9, $8, which is like a normal price beer for me. But here, that was their happy hour price. And I was like, God dang, I am not going here. I was thinking maybe I'm gonna like work here one day and study, but nah, it was way too much. But like just the atmosphere though, like I would love to just hang out here, just surrounded by books, live music, beer, coffee, like just cool people. Like there's instruments all over the place in here and books all over the place. Like this is my happy place. A very, very happy place. I would definitely go back. Like it was so cool. I didn't get to check it out in the evening because I was very tired. But basically, it was just so cool. It's just a really cool place to hang out. But yeah, it was so cool. Next, okay, so if it's not clear, I really like going to grocery stores and checking out the grocery stores whenever I travel. I feel like there's just a lot of differences that you can find in like the products that they sell and like the kinds of things. And sometimes like the biggest culture shock is like just what you see. Junie's not cool. Junie's just a big nerd who wants to hang out at bookstores and bars. I'm a simple Junie. Okay, so one, I saw the beverages. They have this thing called Appelsine. I don't know if this is Icelandic or not. They obviously have Pepsi and other products, but I went ahead and got an Appelsine because one, I know apples are apples, but this is orange and it's got an orange. So this is probably an orange beverage. So I was curious. But also the selection of stuff that they have is very different. I don't know if it's just like bonus as the grocery store, but like they didn't sell like a lot of what I recognize as common brands or like even things that I saw in the UK. Like there was not like Lay's and like, you know, other American stuff. It's like all, I'm assuming it's all Icelandic things. So like even like they sold Upgrade. I did see Powerade and Gatorade at some other stores, but this Upgrade beverage, I have no idea what this is. I'm guessing it's like a Powerade. Here, like their snack selection. Here's more snacks, like chocolates and stuff. I almost went and bought a chocolate, but I was like, I'm going to not do that. Also, they're blue. I don't know. In the United States, our blueberries don't usually come like this. They come in like square cartons, but their blueberries come in like tall tubs. I was like, this is fascinating. Like I have never seen blueberries like that. I would rather my blueberries come like this rather than like in a crate because this makes sense. Like I can just like dump the okay, yeah, I can dump the like I can drink my blueberries, you know? Like sure, you can drink your blueberries from a carton, but like this is optimal for drinking your blueberries. Not that you drink your blueberries, like you pour them. I'm not gonna eat them straight out of the cart either. Whatever it comes out of, I'm not going to drink straight out of it. But if I were to drink straight out of it, it would be optimal in a container like that. So yes, it was cool. Also, I have no idea what this thing is. Let me scoochie myself over. Like this thing over here, I have never seen that root before. It is a little pricey, And I would like to try this root, but I have no idea what this is. I have no idea how to prep it. But it looks tasty, and if it looks tasty, definitely should be eaten at some point. Just not during this trip. Also, other produce, also sauces. Oh, that's a bug. Hello, friend. You stay there. I'm gonna stay here, and we're gonna have a great time. They sold their pizza sauce in a like a squeezy bottle. That was confusing. I did not realize that was something people did. Like it's a squeezy bottle. Like that's the stuff you put ketchup in. Why is it in a bottle like that? You know? Pizza sauce. Also, it's called pizza squeeze. It's just like not tomato sauce, it's pizza squeeze. They also sold different kinds of ketchups or like barbecue sauces. It's Heinz, so that makes sense. This we'll talk about later. But here are like some other roots that they sold. I want to try these. I don't know if they're like roots or like potatoes, but I want to try them real bad because I want to know what they taste like and I want to know how to prep them. And then I found a bunch of energy drinks, like a ton. So yes. The grocery store I went to also was a bonus. It was a good grocery store. I would go again. Then we had to get breakfast. This is apparently a place that was on social media. I'm going to be honest. It's called Bread. And it was kind of pricey. I'm pretty sure one of these was like $7. Yeah. They were kind of expensive. It was tasty though. It was tasty, but like they were kind of pricey. They were really pricey. Yeah, but I needed food. So this was really nice, very nice. I didn't finish this slide. Okay, so this slide, I'm gonna fill this space here. We're just gonna move Junie around and fill the space. 1 second. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're good. There, the space has been filled. Okay. Now, so the first day of tours, we went to South Iceland. South Iceland, I believe, is where the eruptions and stuff happened. I also took a picture of some of these pastries as well, just so you can get like a gauge of prices. They were good. I got like something vanilla. It was really hard to figure out what I was eating because it was in Icelandic and I forgot what I got. So basically, we went to South Iceland, and I believe this is where like the earthquakes and eruptions were happening. But in South Iceland, basically we got to see. I'll get there. We stopped by like a random gas station, bus stop with like a bakery inside. And it was really cool, and so I took a picture of this sign. Okay, the first place we went to. Let me put myself back. The first place we went to was the Carrad Crater. The Carrad Crater is an old volcano, and we had like 25 minutes here. And so you can walk down around this area, which I ran around that. And then I also ran around the top. Also, I forgot to mention, Iceland does not get a lot of sunlight during the winter. So basically, it was dark. The sun didn't rise until like 10 a.m. And the sun set at like 4 p.m. It was really weird. I did not like it. I did not feel productive. Like at 8 a.m. when I woke up, it was still pitch dark. I was like, I'm just going to keep scrolling on my phone because the sun isn't out. And so when we got to the crater, like it was basically when the sun was rising. At this point, I also realized that I forgot Jeffrey and I couldn't take pictures with Jeffrey. And so that's when I got this rock. I mean, Jeffrey 2. This is Jeffrey 2. And I started taking pictures with Jeffrey 2 everywhere. And so the crater, I feel like Iceland, when you're going on these like nature tours, you just gotta take it in. Like I did take some pictures, but really I just kind of stood there and stared out. Like when you look, like even this picture here, like feeling the cold air, seeing the trees and like the vastness of nature, it's scary. It's also exhilarating. It's also makes you feel alive. And it feels very different from like my other travels in big cities. Like it just makes you remember that we're small and tiny and nature's scary. Yeah. But yes, this rock is Jeffrey 2 is very fun, and Jeffrey 2 still I'm hesitant to put Jeffrey 2 underwater and clean him up. He's still got like some some dusties on him. I'll show you Jeffrey 2 on the hand cam tomorrow. But this was the Carrot Crater. I ran around this and I ran around the top, then I went back to the bus. The next thing that we have is the Gullfoss Nature Reserve. So I'm not sure if I fell asleep and missed a lot of the conversations, but this is the typical picture of Iceland that you see. Particularly in the summer, you'll see a rainbow over this part. But this, like, one, I would like to go whitewater rafting really bad. Like, this waterfall looks like fun, but also it was windy, it was cold, and I'm pretty sure, I'm like 100% sure you're gonna die. Like, no way, in any way that you look at going down this waterfall. Okay, look, I did not, okay, fine, yes, when I was there, I did contemplate, is it possible to get a raft and go down this? Is it doable? And in my, one, I don't whitewater raft often. I also don't even like boat. But basically the situations that I had was, okay, if you went down this way, you're probably just gonna go run ashore because it looks like it's not very deep. If you go this way, it looks deep, but you're gonna die because you're gonna run straight into the wall. And those are a lot of rocks down there. So, yeah, probably not. But just listening to the sound of the water crash into the little river and like seeing the, like, just, this is years, like decades, centuries in the making. Like, these are glaciers melting, the water running off. It just feels so nice. And especially with like the sun rising in the back, like, it's just, yeah, like a lot of the Iceland trip was less so like, I want to know the history behind these things versus just like, one, nature's scary, and two, you just really have to take it in. Like, I cannot describe the feelings that, the temperature, like the crispness and the bitterness of the crispness of the air, like just seeing all of this move in real time. It's just, it's gorgeous. And I wish these pictures could do it justice, but it really does not. Like, I just like put my phone down. I just stood there for a solid 20 minutes just staring out. Also, Jeffrey 2 was staring out. I did bring Jeffrey 2. Yes, I will not raft down the waterfall today. Okay, so on the tour, they stopped by an Icelandic horse farm, and they wanted to really reiterate that this is not a pony. This is an Icelandic horse. Icelandic horses were brought to Iceland a long time ago, and this is like their horse. It is not a pony. What makes the Icelandic horse unique is that they have 4 gates. Most horses have 2 gates. A gate is like the speed at which horses ride, and the gate, I don't know. I don't know enough about horses, but they have 4 gates. But also, this is an older horse, and they're like done with their riding life. But he a cutie. He kind of looked like he was done. You can also see he's like a thicker coat. Basically, Icelandic horses, when they get shipped off, like when they leave Iceland, they can never come back. You can't bring horses onto Iceland because they don't want the horse to bring in diseases. I guess at one point they did bring in other animals, and the other animals spread disease to other, like the rest of the Icelandic livestock, and decimated their not like their livestock. So once Icelandic horses leave Iceland, they can never come back, which is really sad. But yeah, that horse is, I don't know, like you could feed the horse if you bought like the horse pellets, but you know, some people put their hands out to like coerce the horse, be like, oh, I have food, and they didn't have food. And I was like, what's wrong with you? Why would you do that? Like, he's just hungry. He just wants some snackies. So I just kind of watched, and after I took this picture, I just kind of watched him, like, you know, he's doing his thing. He's tiny. He's so cute. Anyhow, the next thing that we went to see was the geysers. This is, yes, that goes poof. This place smelled of eggs so bad. Where do I don't know where the Icelandic horses, oh, they go to other countries. So like they go to like, I don't know where they, like the main proprietor of Icelandic horses are, but yes, they go to other countries and they just never come back. So this is the geysers that we went to see. We'll go back because I clearly did not go. No, I want you. So yeah, basically like people just sit and wait for the geyser and try to take pictures. This was a really small one. Like it was tiny, but it's okay. I got it. And so in this park, there was also like a bunch of other places to go to. But again, I'd like to remind you, this smelled of eggs. I could have probably farted and got away with it, and no one would notice. No one would catch the smell because it could just smell like the geyser. You know, my fart is just the natural geyser smell. Yeah, it smelled like eggs, but also it was really pretty. There's like these little puddles of water, and there's like really nice sounds. I did record some of the sounds, but I need to get a wind mic when I'm recording sounds because all you can hear is. Yeah, I need to go to Yellowstone at some point and check out their geysers too. But basically, this is a giant park, and so I climbed up to this. We're over here, and there's like a mountain or like a hill that you can climb up. So I climbed up it, and I took this picture. I just like. It's just so much like vast, undeveloped, just nature. And I just. Part of me wants to go exploring and just be like, I'm gonna go camping and I'm gonna live my life out here forever and no one's gonna find me and I'm gonna die of starvation because I don't know how to like live off the land. And it was just gorgeous. Yes. Next step. Okay, the next place that we went to is Thingvellir National Park. Now, I do remember what happened at this park and why this is significant. This park is right on two tectonic plates. It is on the North American plate, the Eurasian plate, and the North American plate. Basically, these giant fissures in the ground were created because the two tectonic plates are like slowly moving away from each other. And so I also believe there was some volcanic activity at some point. But basically here, like you can see that this is giant crevice was created because the tectonic plates are moving away from each other. And here's like a description. They used to have a road going through here, but apparently they got rid of the road because every time a car drove through, the vibrations would shake the rocks and sometimes rocks would fall on the cars. And yeah, so they changed it to a walking path. But here's just like a video of like the water. So there's actual fish in here. I think you can see a fish in there. There's the fish. There's the fish. And just like, here's just like, this doesn't capture it, but yeah. Just like right here, this water is all from the glaciers that are melting. It's just really, really pretty. There are many times where I just wanted to sit and drink the water, but also I didn't want diarrhea or any other stomach issues, but I really wanted to drink the water. There was many occasions where it's like, Junie, you should drink the water. And then it'd be like, no, Junie, don't drink the water. That's a bad idea. You also can't see this video. Here. Yeah. So let me go back and show you the rest of the video. So one, there's a fish in there. Stop. The fish is right here. This is the fish. And then just all the nature. Yeah. It makes you feel small and insignificant. That is me in a nutshell. Small and insignificant. Okay. So, the Northern Lights. These are the good pictures. Now, to get to see the Northern Lights, there are a couple conditions that have to happen. One, has to be a clear night. Two, there has to be a high like electromagnetic frequencies in the sky. It has to be over like 2 or 3. And I think those are the two big conditions. But it's not very often that there isn't a lot, like there's usually clouds in the sky. And so to get optimal conditions, it's really hard. So we heard that on Wednesday, it was supposed to rain. So we moved our Northern Lights tour to the day that we arrived, which was Monday. And the first day that we went, we were told that like the electromagnetic, whatever rating there was like a 2. And it's possible that we could see lights. And so on that day, we drove out to like a random part with not a lot of light pollution. And we just waited for lights for 2 hours in the cold. And I'll be honest, like it was still a good time. Like just being able to look out into the sky and see stars. Like I found the Big Dipper. I found other constellations. Like it was really, really pretty. And it was just, again, it just makes you feel small and insignificant, which, you need that humbling. Like, I feel small and insignificant is valid. So yeah, the first night that we went out to go see the Northern Lights, we didn't get to see any lights. But I got to see a lot of stars, and they also gave us hot cocoa. On the second night, we went back out, and they said, like, if you don't get to see the Northern Lights, you can go back on a different tour. You can keep going until you see the Northern Lights. And so I accidentally closed the stream, but fortunately only missed a few seconds. You're good. All you need to know is this is the second time that I went to try and see the Northern Lights. And basically, on the second night, there was a higher electromagnetic thing. And basically, the Northern Lights are stuff that comes off the sun and gets sprayed into the universe and, like, creates these things. And so it was really cool watching it. I actually enjoyed taking the pictures of the Northern Lights rather than, I did stare out into the Northern Lights a lot. But the pictures of the Northern Lights are a lot better because our cameras can capture stuff that our eyes can't see. So even though in these pictures you can see green and like a little light, like a whiter color, all I could see, like, IRL was like a white thing moving in the distance. And I also lost my hat here. I don't know when I lost my hat. But like, seeing the Northern Lights, it started out like this one down here, and it basically goes this way. This was almost towards the end, but like the lights would just move. It's just nature's scary. The universe is scary is like the big takeaway that I got from this. And also, people are freaking annoying. Like, they were turning their flash on for their cameras so they could take pictures, and it's like, turn your flash off. It is pitch dark, and I'm trying to see the goddamn Northern Lights. Like, why do you exist? Why are you crossing over the barriers into places you're not supposed to stand to get a good picture? Stand behind the goddamn stanchion and fence so you, like, why? Why are you breaking nature? Go away. Let me get water. I hate people. I hate all people. Ugh. So yeah, like the Northern Lights, we saw it like 40 minutes into our first, like the second tour, and they stayed there for the rest of the tour, or like for the rest of the time that we were there and even after. But being able to see them is a really, really cool experience. I will have to check them out in Maine at some point, but yeah, you will have to take, you might have to take a couple excursions to get out there and see them. Like, we went to a couple different spots, like 2 different spots from day 1 and day 2, but they are really just, it will be something that sticks in my brain. What's also cool is they're the same color as Junie, which I was like, yes, that works out very, very well. Like, these are my aesthetics. Isn't that right, Junior? Yes. Okay. But yeah, we got to see the Northern Lights. It was really, really nice. I only took a couple of pictures, but really I just stared. It was really, really pretty. Please go see the Northern Lights if you ever have the opportunity. Whether it be in Maine or in Iceland or other Nordic countries, like, it's absolutely gorgeous, and it's definitely an experience worth having at least once. Okay. We went to another gas station the next day. I just want to mention the price of these things. So that burger is 2,450 krones. We're going to take a moment and put 2,450 krones. That fish and chips cost $17. Do you know what I could buy with $17? I can get a lot of other things instead of freaking fish and chips. I'm sorry, the chicken tenders. Let me check how much chicken tenders are. 2,850. That's $20 for chicken tendies. That's all I have to say. The chicken tendies were $20. That burger's $17. Iceland is very expensive. In my backpack, I think I had a meal replacement bar, so I ate the meal replacement bar and some bread. Yep. Oh, here's some Icelandic snacks though. Not buying that because it's expensive. Okay, So this is the start of our next day of tours. This is East Iceland. So this is Skogavoss. This is a waterfall. It's really god dang pretty. This was the first place that we went to on our Eastern Iceland trip. And so basically, I really enjoy experiencing nature. So while everyone was like over here taking pictures, I ran straight up. As you can see, I ran straight up to the. Can you hear? No, you can't hear. So I ran straight up to the waterfall and just like took a video. Basically, all you can hear in this video is like the crashing of the waves or the crashing of the water, but like feeling the water on your face and on you is so different. It feels so good. And I came back to my group and they're like, what did you do? And I'm like, I had life. I experienced life. And then I took another video of like just listening to like the stream. What I think is so cool about just this one area is the contrast in like just water. In that like you can go next to the waterfall and you can really fear water in general. Like that's a lot of water falling and that's like a lot of force, but also at the same time like the water's so calm over here, like it's chill. It is such a peaceful time, and just listening and recording those sounds is so nice and tranquil. It's like, I believe it's the gurgling of the creek. It's just really god dang pretty out there. And so seeing the waterfall and then going over here is like, yes, I'm sad. I've just been like, I'm done for today, we're good. Moving on. So the next thing we went to, this was terrifying. This is the Black Sand Beach. And our tour guide had said multiple times, do not get sucked into the waves. If you get sucked into the waves, you will die. There's a sign here that tells you, that warns you, like, don't do that. And so it was actually on yellow that day. Like it was legitimately terrifying. Like the waves are super unpredictable. And so I think this might be the video where I'm like, oh, no, I didn't. Okay. I was sitting on a rock for this one. But this is the Black Sand Beaches. I wanted to go run out this way, but over here, like I found a really nice spot to sit on. I just kind of stood and sat there. What's really cool about the rocks here, though, is this is what the rocks look like. They are really odd rock formations. Like they look like scales. And so when you think about like this, like seeing the rocks and seeing the formations, like the stories that people told and how they described dragons and how they described things, it's like, oh wow, that makes so much sense. Like there's so like it's really nice natural formations. It is terrifying and amazing to be out there. I did not take a picture of Jeffrey 2 here, but this is just a really, really cool area to be in. I took a picture of the sign because I wanted to read it. I didn't get to read it. But yeah, the Black Sand Beaches, I wanted to like touch the sand with my hand, but it was really cold out there and really windy and I didn't want to take off my gloves. So this is as much as I could get from the Black Sand Beach, and it is truly terrifying. But I will also be honest, I did want to go out and touch the water and be like, I want to go in and experience what the currents are, but I would probably only experience it once because I'd be dead afterwards. Nature's scary. That's the big takeaway from Iceland. It's expensive and nature's scary. Don't fuck with nature. Yeah. The next thing that we went to go see was, oh my god, Soheimjökull. Soheimjökull. We're gonna go with that. This is a glacier. It's a melting glacier. So what our tour guide told us was, apparently this glacier used to be right next to the parking lot. Now the glacier is a 15-minute walk from the parking lot. That's a decent amount of distance. So the tour guide also had said, like, in a couple of years or like in a couple of decades, like the next generation, we might be the last generation to see this particular glacier. You had an opportunity to climb if you went on a different tour to like climb the glacier. We did not pay for that, but yeah, this is one of the glaciers that we checked out. I took this picture with this chunk of rock on the near the glacier. I don't know, it just spoke to me. And like this rock, the ice. I'm sorry, it's not a rock. That's a piece of ice from the glacier. It's just, you know, it's just far from home. It's not that far from home, but it's also far and disconnected. And I was like, wow, that's really sad. Even though there's water from the glacier and there's the ice, like it still feels very distant. Like your life, that piece of ice is rock. The piece of ice's life is going to end away from the homeland. And I was like, dang. I don't know, like, I feel like this Iceland trip spoke to me in a lot of different ways. Is like, just symbolically and metaphorically, just, yeah. It's just sad. It was very sad. The last place that we went to on our East tour was this waterfall. And the waterfall, what makes this waterfall different is that you could walk around the waterfall and go behind it. And so this is a video that I took like right next to the side of it. It's really, really pretty. And again, like I took similar videos where like I took a video here and then I took a video next to it. But again, this is like glacier water that's coming from it and will probably disappear at some point. Also, this is where I took my picture of my dumpster. Yeah, this dumpster. You can be trash and live a very beautiful life still. Just because someone else defines you as trash doesn't mean that you don't deserve to live a beautiful and luxurious life. Be like this dumpster. My goal is to be like this dumpster. It's a good dumpster. It's a good dumpster. Just gonna take a moment, just appreciate that dumpster. Okay, we're moving on from the dumpster. All right, so after this tour that evening, I went to a 10-11 convenience store. So yeah, a super trashy picture. Okay, when I was at the convenience store, I saw this. This is Mr. Noodle. Do you and that dumpster need a moment? We had our moment. Okay, we're good. It's also a trashy picture. I get it. We had our moment. So I looked at this Mr. Noodle thing and I was like, what is this, a rip-off ramen? This cannot be that good. And so I looked at the top of the container, and what is interesting about this ramen is in this bottom corner, it says imported by Costco Wholesale UK. This ramen is Costco branded ramen. In this convenience store, there were many other Costco related things. There was Kirkland toilet paper here too. So I had many questions about like, okay, what exactly is this convenience store about? They have Kirkland toilet paper. They have Costco ramen. Like, what is this place? So I went and bought the Mr. Noodle ramen because one, it's Iceland. How spicy can the food be? Two, why do they have Costco, UK Costco ramen? But also the other thing is, the selection of chocolate, this is Mozart chocolate. This, I only saw in Vienna. I don't know, like I didn't see it in the UK, I didn't see it in Central Europe. I saw it in Vienna though. I don't know why the Mozart Viennese chocolate is here. Like, why is it here? So this was just a really interesting, gross, like, convenience store that has Costco noodles, Viennese chocolate, and all these other things. It was amazing and also weird. So for dinner for that day was Iceland's world famous hot dog. What made these Icelandic hot dogs famous is they're not in a jar. No, I'm kidding. What makes them famous is apparently Bill Clinton had one of these when he was in Iceland. They have a couple chains. One is in the convenience store, and then they also have another one where they like a street cart. And the street cart, Bill Clinton was in Iceland, and the hot dog owners recognized it was Bill Clinton, and so they gave him a hot dog. But he said like only mustard. So one of Iceland, like this restaurant's Icelandic hot dog for Bill Clinton is called the Clinton dog, and it just has mustard. But in the hot dog, what's interesting is the bottom layer is fried onions, and then they also have something else down there, and then they have a brown sauce, which I think is gravy, and mustard. And it was interesting. Also, I don't know why, I did not see a McDonald's, I did not see a Burger King, I did not see any American US fast food chain aside from Sbarro. I don't know how Sbarro made it here, but Sbarro made it here. And here is the hot dog. It was really good. It was good. Would eat it again. I did end up eating it again at the airport because I needed food. But Of all the U.S. fast food chains, I don't know why Sbarro made it to Iceland. Like, this is the airport. Like, it was the first thing I saw coming out of the airport. Sbarro. Like, why? How? I don't even know the last time I ate at a Sbarro was, but they had a goddamn Sbarro. I don't know why. So, the ramen. The ramen was... It was spicy, and it tasted like typical cupped ramen. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad, but it was ramen. I did not see a KFC, but next time, actually, I don't know if I'm ever going to be going back, but I'll have to check out the KFC. KFC I've yet to eat abroad, but I know if I ever go to Japan, I need to do KFC. And then I wanted to do KFC when I was in the UK as well. Right? Oh, Sbarro and Subway. Yeah, Subway is also here. I saw a lot of Subways. Sorry about that. But yeah, Sbarro and Subway. Also, when I was walking around Reykjavik, my apologies. One, I took a picture of their garbage. Okay, you know what? There's a lot of garbage pictures. I don't know why. I just thought the garbage truck was real cute. Like, look at it. It's tiny. Like, they have basically, like, the garbage truck. They have the little garbage truck that goes, and then they have a bunch of employees in there. Also, I saw women garbage pickers. Like, it was, like, I feel like in the United States, most garbage people are, like, men. But there was, like, a 50-50 divide of men garbage people and women garbage people. And so, like, they're just picking up the trash and stuff. Their garbage truck was really, really cute. Over here is a woman carrying pails of water and laundry, I believe. So the town of Reykjavik is important because this is where people used to go and wash their clothes. So there's like a path that has like a historical plaque that talks about the history of paving this road for the people, for the women who would come and clean their clothes in this area and like the water and stuff. And so this is a statue dedicated to the women who did that. Originally, this was apparently like a provocative design like in the early 2000s, and so it wasn't built in the early 2000s and was built like the 2010s, I believe. So it was super interesting to see that and read some of the history. I found the Punk Museum of Iceland. I did not only find the Phallic Museum, I found the Punk Museum. And the Punk Museum played punk music. I did not go in. I also saw a cat outside. The cat was real fluffy. The cats were fluffy. They were really, really fluffy. The cat did not want any of my business. I took a picture of it and then it stared at me and I ran away. Over here is the Sun Voyager. The Sun Voyager is a sculpture to represent like Icelandic voyage and stuff. And then the last thing that I saw was fresh Icelandic mountain air in a can as a souvenir. And I saw this and I was like, this is ridiculous. I don't know what this sample is, but I'm not going to open it, and I'm just going to keep breathing the Icelandic air that I'm getting now. But know that they sell Icelandic mountain air. Yes, for real. I did not buy any and bring any back. I would never open it. But also, to what end? I'm pretty sure it's just an empty can. Okay, so the last thing on my tour was the Reykjavik airport. The Reykjavik airport looks like this. It's really pretty, and they have a bunch of stores, and they also sell this fuzzy stool. And the fuzzy stool, I have no idea why it's a thing, but they were selling it, and I kind of wanted one, and I almost picked one up, but also my wallet cannot handle getting a fuzzy stool. I will perish if I buy a fuzzy stool. I also have nowhere to put the fuzzy stool. No. And I feel like the fuzzy stool does not fit the aesthetic that I have. Like, the aesthetic that I currently have is like a very not fuzzy stool vibe. Also, I'm sorry, I picked up paprika Pringles for my trip because Icelandic Air is not going to give me meal service on my flight back. They don't have meal service. I had to buy my food in advance. So I just bought a sandwich at the convenience store and I packed some Pringles and the orange and I ate that on the plane. But the paprika is really interesting. I should eat that. I'm kind of hungry. So yeah. Basically, in a nutshell. Oh, yes, the toilets. Okay, sorry. In a nutshell, Reykjavik in Iceland is really expensive. The nature is really, really pretty though. Like, god dang. I would go I don't think I'm gonna go back to Iceland, but it's still definitely worth it at least once. Also, in this picture of the flight, you can see the different places, like the different towns in Iceland. I don't know if this is Reykjavik or not, but this is a decent away from the airport. So I think that's like the south. I'm assuming this is Reykjavik, but also hashtag Iceland Air. But I would recommend going to Iceland at least once if you really enjoy nature. Like, it's really good nature. But aside from nature, there's like the hot springs, but you need money. You need money to go to Iceland. And like, if you're a poor grad student or a poor student, Iceland may not be the best option for you. It's possible to do Iceland on the cheap, but like, you're gonna be skimping out on a lot. Yeah, you gotta pack and be prepared for that. So yeah, that is Iceland. Now, of course, I have the toilet ratings because I took pictures of toilets. Now, I just want to explain that taking pictures of toilets is actually incredibly difficult, especially like when you walk into a bathroom and like there are people inside. You can't just go and take pictures of bathrooms. Like, people are gonna be like, what's this perv doing taking pictures? And so I have to wait for like optimal times to go and take pictures of the bathroom. Like, I can't just walk in and like, if there's no one there, I can walk in and take a picture. But I have included all the toilet pics at the end, as always, so we can go through our lightning round of toilet rating. So of course, as always, we have our 5-point scale of toilet ratings. 1, we have our 3 categories. Aesthetic, is it clean? And does it, I forgot the other one. Yes, and because I can go through these fairly, yeah. And of course, what did you expect? Did you expect a whole travel stream without a toilet? Like, it's kind of my brand now. So yes, this is not an interview presentation, it's a toilet presentation. We're gonna move this, man. Okay, let's get started with our toilets. First toilet, London Heathrow Airport. This is the first toilet that I visited as I went in. In terms of cleanliness, there is something on the ground there. The urinal, This was pretty cool. The sink made sense. The sink had the soap, the water, and then boom, I could just clean. And so, in comparison to like some of the 5s, the 4.5s or 4.95, this was not as nice. Like, this is, while the sinks and the toilets make sense, it's still like a pretty average toilet. Like, nothing incredibly special that speaks to me about this toilet. So in general, this toilet gets a score in my book of like a 3.75. And the reason being, it does match the aesthetic of the airport. It is fairly clean. I'm wondering how your mascot wasn't the talking toilet. Look, we could take like the Captain Underpants turbo toilet, but no. Junior is very helpful and is not a toilet. Junior could be flushed down a toilet and tell me about the interior of the toilet. You know, I feel like Junior would be a really good toilet rater. Like, Junior can get into the crevices of the toilet and like really understand and feel the toilet. Now, would Junior want to do that? I don't know. Junior is, everything sticks to Junior, and maybe we shouldn't do that to Junior. But I should probably get a toilet. But anyways, London Heathrow Airport, first toilet that I came into, it was pretty okay. Like, it's not special. It's not like a Taipei toilet. It's not like the Sydney Opera House. It is okay. Hence, it is at 3.75. Next toilet, the Sheldonian Theater. The Sheldonian Theater is the place where the graduation for Oxford is. And I will say, this is a very nice toilet. Junior does a lot of work, and you know what? We'll talk more about Junior's lore at some point. But the Sheldonian Theater, I would give a 4. The reason being, it was incredibly clean for a theater. I was really surprised. while they did not have the best hand drying system, it was pristine. It had a smell. I took a video of the flushing sound. No, I did not take a video of the flushing sound here because it was, I think it was like slightly at the door. So I also wanted to get to my seat faster, so I didn't take a video of the flushing sound. But in general, I think the Sheldonian is a 4. I don't know, the theater toilets have been like on point. Like the Sydney Opera House toilets, the Sheldonian theater toilets. These were good toilets. Nothing unique about this toilet in terms of design and architecture. I would say the aesthetic just very much matches the rest of the space. Not like the Sydney Opera House. Like there's no big main focal point. It's still like a toilet in a place. Junie's lab toilet. We'll talk about it one day. Junie's lab toilet. All right, so I did find other Oxford University toilets. When my friend was showing me around campus, I was like, let me take pictures of your toilets. And they were like, okay, whatever. And so I took pictures of their toilets. This is Oxford University, the Ivies of the Ivies. And it was pretty bad. It was a pretty average university toilet. Like this is 2.5. I truly did not know what I was expecting. Okay, fine. I totally knew what I was expecting. I was very much expecting a very average toilet, and an average toilet is what I got. This is a video of the flushing sound. I will say, the flushing was kind of nice. It was a good flush. But still, in general, the flushing sound does not negate any of the averageness of this toilet. This is an average 2.5 toilet. Okay, you know, we'll give it a 2.75 out of 5 because for a university toilet, it's actually surprisingly clean. Like, I'm a bit surprised at how clean it is. Like, the signs don't help make the case that this is a fine institution, but, you know, toilet's got a toilet, you know? Oxford's got other things to worry about. Next toilet. The town of Oxford train station toilet. I would equate this to like an Amtrak toilet. And it was like an Amtrak toilet. It was like a 2.5. It smelled. It was not a good time in that toilet. This is a 2.5 toilet. I feel like in terms of aesthetic and vibe, yeah, toilet paper quality, like it's a toilet. I mean, there was no one in there. It's there for people to use, you know, like at least you get some privacy between the urinals and stuff. But it was, okay, you know what? Fine. You know, I should be a bit more generous. I will give this a 2.75 because it is clean. It is functional. Things work. I'm just like thinking right now to like my Amtrak toilet experiences. Not great. Not great at all. Next, random pub toilet. This is the brand. Okay. This may be one of my official lowest scores. This was a terrifying toilet. Like, this was legitimately terrifying. This is the urinal. This looks like a literal wash basin. Just pee into the container. This is the bathroom. Like, they have an actual door, but this is terrifying. I will say, aesthetically, it matched the random pub vibe. But, you know, that does not discount any of the terror that I had in this toilet. Getting to this toilet was like you went down 2 flights of stairs and it was not well lit. This will legitimately be my first 1.5 out of 5 toilet because it was scary using this toilet. There was a literal flickering light. And like again, it matched the pub, very much pub vibes, but this was terrifying. Here's the flush sound. Also, in this picture, you can kind of see, look, this toilet has literal scratch marks on it. This toilet went through war, all right? This is a terrifying toilet. And, yeah, it's a 1.5 for me. Not toileting this toilet again. Yeah, it was scary. Yeah, that's the urinal. That is the urinal, SD. You stand up and pee into that. No privacy whatsoever. Like, I can just... You know, if I wandering eyes, you know, just stare at some other dude's phallic parts. But yeah, this was not a good, they had some like urinal cakes and like a thing that was putting out smells. It did not help at all. No, would not toilet here again. This is my first 1.5 toilet. This is a special rating. for this toilet. Icelandic street food, downstairs toilet. It matched the Iceland vibes. You know, it was a very homey kind of feel. Even the wood, the toilet paper, the feel, like it was very clean for a restaurant. And yeah, it smelled like eggs. AKA a lot of you can. Oh my God, Martin, what kind of toilets are you going to? But I really liked this bathroom. It was cozy. It was cozy. Yeah, I really liked this bathroom. It's not the greatest bathroom, but it was a cozy bathroom, and I will give it a 3 because of that. So this is a 3.3 out of 5 rating for this toilet. Aesthetics, it was great. It was matching the Icelandic street vibes. Toilet was clean, sink worked, etc. But really what's selling this one are the vibes. The vibes here. Yes, it did smell like eggs when I put in the hot water. That's not something I can control. This is the upstairs toilet. My apologies, upstairs. So I think the upstairs toilet had a lot better vibe. Like the upstairs toilet, it felt nice. It's not any different. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 still, but yeah, I don't know. Just like it felt cozy. It just felt like a good cozy bathroom. Maybe it's like this slant here. It made it feel very cozy, but yeah. And then like this entryway into the wash closet area, kind of nice. Still a 3 out of 5. Still a 3 out of 5. Northern Lights spotting toilet. This was a good toilet. I don't even know where we were on the first night of spotting the Northern Lights. But there was like a bathroom there, and I used it, and oh my God, this was beautiful. Like this is a 4.25 toilet, and the 4.25 comes from, first off, there's tiles. Like it is textured tile. Like this tile's here, and it stops. There's the gray tile. It smelled amazing in there. Like I don't know if it just wasn't used, but it smelled good. The paper towels were thick. There was soap. Again, it smelled like eggs when I used the hot water, but it was gorgeous. And I wished, like, yeah, even this urinal, aesthetic urinal design, only one person in that corner. It was very, very nice. I don't know where this toilet was, but I would use it again in a heartbeat. Oh, god dang good toilet. Okay, this is the random bus stop Icelandic toilet. This was pretty good for a bus stop. Like this is a 3.25, 3.5. Like the Iceland toilets, they're ranking well so far. It was clean. Also, if you've never seen this before, as an American, I saw this. I was like, how do I toilet paper? So you pull it out and like you get like one square at a time. I don't know about how you all wipe, but I actually really enjoyed this, as I was able to like carefully layer my toilet paper and do what I needed to do. But I'm gonna stop there before I talk into detail any further about toilet paper and wiping practices and your methods. I don't think that's something we should. You know what? It's something we can discuss. You know, I know some people wipe from the back, some people wipe from the front. You know, there's like the people who crumple, the people who fold. I'm a folder. Yeah, it was a pretty good experience. It's not like super aesthetically nice, but 3.5. It's doing good. All right, and I think I have 2 more. One, this is the pay to pee. So at the parks, you had to pay to pee, and this was like about $2 to go use this bathroom, and I didn't get to use it because I didn't need to go, but you know, the bathroom's there if you want to pay for it. I wasn't gonna pay for it to just like take pictures and stuff, but yeah, that toilet's there. That's the toilet I'll never be able to rank. And the last Icelandic park toilet, this park had an open toilet policy. For an open park, this was pretty nice. Like, yeah, it was clean. It had everything. It's like a 3. It's like a 2.75. It had everything it needed to have to be a functional bathroom. And I respect that. Like, it wasn't immaculate, but, you know, it had what it needed to. And that is the last of Iceland. So in brief, going back to the first slide. Okay, in brief, UK, I wish they had better food, but the Lego store was fun and the winter market was fun, and I need to eat all of their snacks, like all of them. I need more biscuits, like all the biscuits. I need biscuits. Iceland is very expensive. Water smells like eggs for the most part. It's very expensive. Food is expensive, but it's god dang nature. If you want to touch grass and you need motivation to touch grass and you have money, go touch that grass. Go touch Icelandic grass. Go pick up a volcanic rock and get through security. Jeffrey too. Yeah. Isn't that right, Jeffrey too? Yeah, isn't that right, buddy? Yeah, I know. I'm glad that you're here with me too. And you're glad to hang out with Junior. Yeah. So, good times overall. Came back and I am back to work, working on things. Good times will be had. Yes. Okay. Okay. So the reason why I'm making a hat. When I was stargazing, I don't know when I lost my hat, but I lost my hat, and I was really upset about it originally. But I realized the hat's really ugly, so it's fine. I don't care that I lost my hat at all. I care a lot that I lost my hat. Does Iceland really? BB, there's grass right there. But tomorrow we will be doing a crocheting hand cam. I will be working on a new hat because I lost my hat. I have purchased some Icelandic wool. I purchased a lot more Icelandic wool than I thought. And so I'm going to be working on an original hat design. I'm not sure if it's going to work is the thing. The wool that I bought is more like sweater wool, and I'm not sure if I can make a hat out of it because, like, if you stretch the material enough, it will rip. And so I'm trying to think of what kind of stitch I need to make to get it to, like, be stronger. Because even when I was wrapping it up into a ball, it had some issues. So I'm evaluating how I can make it work. Yes, I do crochet. So we're going to be crocheting on that stream. We're going to finish up a hat. We're going to try to finish up a hat. We're going to see how well it goes. I got my crochet stuff out like 2 days ago, but I haven't crocheted for a couple years now. Like the last project that I worked on was maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. I made a scarf. But before that, the reason I picked up crocheting, actually I just picked up crocheting when I was working on my master's thesis. So yes, we will have them. Also, in terms of monetization, yes, you will have Judy emotes. They were made by Heywan. But also, the first monetization stream will be a, what is it called? How does one call it? An investors meeting. Also, hello, Hill. But yes, it'll be an investors meeting because okay, bear with me. When you have a membership, you do get emotes and stuff, but you also are purchasing and investing in Junie as a product. In Junie as a product, you should also know what kind of content I'm going to make, what my plans are, how do I plan to spend the money. While yes, the Corpo does have their own investment plans, at the very least, I will provide you with as much information as I can about what Junie's plans are with the funds and how to spend it. So you will get an investors call. You will have an investors meeting on how Junie is going to spend the money and what the monetary plan is. Furthermore, when we do get monetized, the other plan is I can start doing members only streams. And while the first one will be an investors meeting, when I do more of them, I can finally do like live learns in the members meetings, the members only, because those aren't up permanently. So we can do a lot more music stuff in the members only stuff. Sounds pretty fitting and makes a lot of sense. Right. Like, okay, don't get me wrong. I get it. Like the members only stream should be something, but also like there is something different when you are putting money towards a product, and you ought to know how that money is being spent, and like you should trust it. Like sure, emotes are cool. Like I think Carrot does a really good job with her emotes, and she does a really good job engaging people who are like who have monetization. Like I don't want to just be like, here's some emotes, like have fun, but like yeah, you do pay for the emotes, but you also pay for making this thing happen. So with that, monetization is quite soon. Let me switch scenes really fast, and let me go ahead and see where we are in terms of monetization. Ba ba ba. Transition. Eh. Eh. Why am I not moved? Okay. So in terms of monetization, let me go ahead and check where we are, because I know we're pretty close. Like we're very close as of right now. Boop boop bo. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ah yes, Reuse is also streaming. Nice. Okay. We are. This is the only time I'm giving you the number. We are at 2,982 hours right now. I'm not sure if we've accumulated any more watch hours from this. Never has anyone done that kind of stream. Most streamers are like, thanks for your money. So yeah, that doesn't feel good. Like, I get it. Like, okay, all joking aside, like world domination, like we're gonna do this. Like, no, I should be fiscally responsible. Like, it's not just about, yes, I'm making money, but like, sure, we're gonna do things. So I'm going to give you all like what I do with the money that you've all, okay, while we're here, the money that goes to donations, I have used to buy and invest in more plugins for music production. So one of the things I had said about like when I started VTubing is like, yeah, I want to get better at music production, and I think I can confidently say from this whole process that I've gotten much better at music production. I'm not great, but I'm getting there. So we have that to look forward to. Yes. Ba 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 ba. And so we will be, like, I will be doing more. So for Black Friday, there's a couple of plugins that I want to get. I want to get the official Melodyne, like a Melodyne Assistant, and I saw it for like $100, and I was like, this is something I would like to invest in. So I know some of the donations that we have, probably gonna pick that up. I just need to see how much there is, because it is very cheap for Melodyne Assistant, which is like usually $300. It's like $100 right now, and I was like, oh, I need that. So I can start mixing music that has time changes. So yes. And with that, what else is going to be happening? We have Thanksgiving stream. Isla and I have plans ish. I need to discuss it more. I have to write more, but we will be doing a Thanksgiving celebration. We'll be talking, like we'll be doing some, Thanksgiving shenanigans, some games as always. I need to talk with Isla more about Thanksgiving shenanigans. Finally, I think, yeah, and then I'll have the short out. But I think that's everything that we have for the upcoming week. Next week is Carrot's birthday. You should pop in. I'll be doing a call in there, and I was cooking. Yeah. Maybe we'll be at monetization at that point. I don't know. But also in the next coming month for holiday season, we'll have a lot of holiday shorts, because I like holidays and I like holiday music. So yeah. Oh, no worries. I am fully aware that other people have things to do on Thanksgiving. This is my first Thanksgiving where I'm actually away from family. Yeah, well, I'll be away from family, and so like I have to write. I need to make a lot of progress, and I just need to be at home to be able to write and work. So that's why I'm like, this is my first one at home, and I just wanted to make sure that I got writing in and I got work done. So yeah, we'll be doing some Thanksgiving shenanigans, and yeah, so hopefully if I can get everything worked out, we'll be okay. But yes, holiday shorts will be happening, and many other things will be happening. Lots of things planned, but I also just gotta I gotta also focus on writing my dissertation. Legitimately, I'm working on chapter 2 right now, and it just needs time and love and I don't want to give it either of those things. Um, so we're gonna do our best, and we're gonna keep going. But I'm going to close stream off because one, I want to make sure that we can raid Ryus. Ryus is a homie. I like Ryus. Ryus is Fish Boy. Okay, he's not Fish Boy. He's like fish themed, but he does a lot of music, and he better be streaming still. If not, I'm gonna fight him. And he's had a couple of really great things. If you really enjoy like the music shorts that I do, Ryus is basically whatever I do on steroids. He does not get enough love and attention, and he makes some really, really great content. So we're gonna hang out with Ryus after this, but I will see you all tomorrow. I believe at the same time. Let me double check because I am terrible at times. I believe it is at 3. Yes, 3 to 5. I will be crocheting, and we will crochet. We're gonna chat, talk about yarn, talk about life. Good times, and we're gonna hang out. So, as always, I appreciate you all greatly. I know that there's plenty of other ways that you can spend your time, but I appreciate you all spending your time here with me. It means a lot to me, and I appreciate that you all still come back even after when I go on vacation and go trips. I can tell you there's only a couple more trips coming in advance. In January, I will be going to France. This one's actually gonna be a fun one. So we'll see what I'm gonna do in France, but we're gonna make hats tomorrow. Make a hat tomorrow, and yes, we will crochet. We'll do a hand cam crochet. Okay, with the hand cam crocheting tomorrow. I also have a Lego minifigure to put together that is an exclusive from the Lego store in the UK. So. With that, again, I appreciate you all greatly. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you all. I am thankful for you all. Thank you for your flexibility with trips and understanding that I can only put so much content out. Thank you for always coming back. I appreciate you greatly. BB you can drop the recommendation into the Discord. I will catch you all later before Ryu stops streaming. I will fight that fish. I will fight him. Have a wonderful, wonderful time. Go put the raid message in. I appreciate you all. I will do a music stream at some point. Thank you all for wanting to live vicariously through me. I will catch you all later. And Ochuni! Bye-bye!